Woodbine Turf Champions Day on September 16th as the Breeders' Cup Challenge Series takes center stage, featuring 3 Grade 1 events. With the $1 million RICHOH Woodbine Mile, the $500,000 Johnny Walker Natalma Stakes, and the $500,000 Bet365 Summer Stakes, all on the famed E.P. Taylor Turf Course. Woodbine Racetrack, where the best of the best compete for the ultimate challenge. Win and you're in. Wager Woodbine today.
It is Woodbine Turf Champions Day here at Woodbine. Excited to be back here, America's Best Racing, live on the second floor at Woodbine. Dan Tordjman here. Jamie Martinez joining us for the very first time.
Hello,
Jamie,
world.
how
Hi.
are we enjoying this so far?
Oh my God, this is incredible. This is my first time at Woodbine. For anyone who has not been here, do yourself a favor. Come on up here. It's amazing. I love it. I love everything.
So Jamie is overachieving. Invited her to participate in this show. Next thing I know, she has 7 guests booked, ready to join us. So you'll find out who those are in a couple of minutes. We've got one on deck, but wanted to take you around Woodbine here briefly, just to give you a look at some of the festivities today on Champions Day. We are 5 races in. There are a bunch more to come, and the big ones here on tap, all Breeders' Cup win and you're in races. We've got the Bet365 Summer Stakes, which is up next. We've got the Johnny Walker Natalma Stakes, and we've got the RICHOH Woodbine Mile. Now, we also have a race in between called the Vigil Stakes, so we're doing races 6, 7, 8, 9. We'll be streaming live out here, having a couple of drinks, making a few bets. We encourage you to do the same. Jamie, how has the handicapping gone for you up to this point?
The handicapping has gone wonderfully.
Okay. You're
I'm
some
ready.
confidence.
Yes, coming with confidence because, Dan, I may not be the world's best handicapper, but I am a handicapper, and I will match my luck against your skill any day of the week.
Okay. And we have a new player who has just entered the chat here, Bailey Armour. How are you?
Great, Dan. How are you?
We are good. So Bailey joining us from First Technology First Bet, which is, of course, a platform where you can bet the races today. Bailey, we told you we're going to put you on the spot. We can actually pull up, let's see if we could put this up right here. Those are the, that's the race right there, the Summer Stakes. Have you prepared? Have you handicapped here?
Of course I have. I always come prepared, Dan. So I took a look at the race. The nice thing about Woodbine and these turf fields, I think this is quite possibly the classiest field of mixed race young stakes company horses that I've ever seen. We don't get that on the dirt down in the U.S. So I took a look at the race. I had an opportunity to talk to a couple of the connections in this race. I got a chance yesterday to talk with Emma Wilson, the jockey on the 4.
Look at that.
Tunchi, which, if those of you didn't know, because everyone that I've talked to has no idea what this horse, his name, how to pronounce it or anything, he's named after Lil Wayne, the rapper.
That's
so if you haven't
awesome.
spent your early teen years listening to Lil Wayne and Gucci Mane like I did,
What
go
were you
listen
doing?
to it when he wins. So Tunchi, the morning line odds was 20-1, but I think he's got an incredibly fair shot. The jockey said that he's been improving in form. He's run on multiple surfaces, and I can't wait to see what happens today.
And this is the 4 horse right now that you're looking at on the screen, 16-1. The favorite that you see on your screen right there is the 3 horse at 9-5. The 2 horse, Carson's Run, comes off a second place finish in the With Anticipation Stakes. So your favorites are down low. You got a couple of prices here that are interesting. I also like number 5, Go With Gusto. It's a horse who won on debut but was disqualified. But if you watch that replay, that horse ran incredibly well.
Saw that.
I also like Go With Gusto. I think this could be a fiery pace because there are lots of horses coming from sprints to the mile distance. This horse has already gone the distance with a nice closing finish. So I think that it stands a good chance, especially at 22-1. And I like number 7 because Johnny Velasquez.
Yeah, and
How could you not, right?
Absolutely.
Super impressive in the Catch a Glimpse Stakes. Let's take a look back at number 7 that you mentioned in the Catch a Glimpse Stakes.
Down to the 2.5 into the stretch and showing the way. Bolt Enery on the inside of Crafty Oaks. Out wider is Living Magic. Looking for racing room is also Erosa down the outside of the track. Living Magic's running on again, and here comes Never Silent down the outside. Out in front still Bolt Enery, and up the inside Erosa. Finishing 2 is Never Silent, and Rosa down the outside. Attack left and right here, Bolt Enery, and going through on the inside inside is Erosa, and now looking for somewhere to run through, and the center's ready to jam. Here comes Ready to Jam. Erosa got the break though. Erosa in front, and the catch a glimpse goes to Erosa by a length to Ready to Jam. Never Silent third, Rosa fourth, and Bolt Enery was fifth.
This is definitely one of those shows that I feel could go entirely off the rails. And the best banter we've had so far is when that video was playing. So,
yes, absolutely.
But let's get a little crazy. Tell us about this horse that you caught. What does that mean even?
Yeah, so I got up here. I had a 5 o'clock flight out of Lexington on Thursday. I'm going to the airport at 3:45 in the morning, and my farm in Versailles, it's in a really rural area. I'm driving to the airport. My husband and I were on the way up there, and all of a sudden I look, and there is a horse loose on the side of the road. Just not where he's supposed to be whatsoever, loose on the side of the road. So I called the sheriff's department, and then I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna have the worst horse karma in the world if I leave this horse on the side of the road. I don't have a lead rope, of course, because we're not in my truck, and there's no farm equipment in my husband's car. So I jump out, I take my jacket off, I like flick a movie level, walk up to this horse.
You did this.
I did this.
Yes.
This is 4 o'clock in the morning.
Story.
I did this. This is a true story. I have a picture and I will show you.
Completely believe it. You weren't there. You were like, oh, true story. Like you saw it. You didn't see it.
I was there in spirit, Dan.
He was there in spirit. So I take my jacket off. I catch him. We get him. The sheriff's department shows up. The cop says he's afraid of horses, so then we have to wait. Finally, the owner comes down and is like, oh, Shorty got out again. Just casual Shorty antics at 4 in the morning, and I still made my flight because I'm here in Toronto.
That's why Willie was calling you Shorty.
That's why Willie
Yes.
calls me Shorty now.
Ah,
Yeah.
I get it.
Yep. So Shorty and I just had a little morning stroll together before the flight this morning, or
Good
Thursday.
Lord.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And
There's
you were
never
just,
a dull moment.
We can't kind of recreate what we did about an hour ago, but you showed us the content of your bags. You came prepared for war this weekend.
Yes, I did. I think my purse probably weighs, give or take, about 30 pounds right now.
At least.
At least. There's so much in there. I don't think I could physically fit anything else in the purse. But if you need literally anything, I have it.
Yeah, I mean, you gave me items from your
I
purse
did.
because you had so many.
I did give you items. You've got a business card. You've got
And
an
a mint.
eyelash.
That's
rouge,
already gone.
You got a mint. We touched up your makeup.
I know.
We've got everything.
Actually, she gave me more than you did, Dan. I just want you to know that.
It's early. It's
Yes,
early.
it
Hopefully we can share the gift of winning horses.
There we go. Okay.
That's the one I
We'll
want.
see whose horse comes in, yours or hers.
Oh, we're doing this together. We're a team here.
Dream
Are we
team.
a team?
Dream team.
We are. My boy Prince, by the way, the 3-horse 9 to 5, was 1 to 5 last out. Absolutely destroyed a field of horses on the all-weather surface. Now, in this turf try, you're trying to get into the Breeders' Cup juvenile turf. So we'll see if my boy Prince can make the transition. Mark Cassie, who trains the horse, seems pretty confident. This horse by Cairo Prince. For those watching, pedigree, big sort of thing in trying to determine which horses can run on which surfaces. Cassie confident that my boy Prince can make the transition from the all-weather surface to the turf, based on saying Cairo Prince's love the grass, so why not this one? So we'll see what happens there with my boy Prince. 9 to 5 for me, a little too short. I do like the 2-horse, though, Carson's Run. Let's take a look back at what this horse did last out in the With Anticipation.
Who's on hold and starting to gain some momentum. Those 6 lengths behind and last. 3/4 in 1 minute, 16 and 2/5 seconds. Market Street hugs the rail, gets spooled up alongside in second. In the center of the course, the filly is underway. Galibrand starting to close, as is Carson's Run just inside of her. Carson's Run, Galibrand, these two head and head for the wire. Galibrand on the outside, or Carson's Run. Carson's Run, Galibrand, nose and nose. Galibrand asserts herself and beats the boys in the With Anticipation.
We got a jockey down.
So what are we looking at here? What are you seeing there?
Don't know what we're looking at.
You want to speculate?
We're back up. We're good.
Sometimes
All right, yeah, he's back up.
You got to
He's
get
back
off
up.
and you got to get back on. I mean, I don't know. That's what my dad always says.
There you go.
Right
That
back
was
on the horse.
one horse, super attractive, attentive. I don't know, super attractive. I guess
Dan.
I don't know.
I don't know why.
We're talking about a
Yeah.
bunch
know
of
why
stuff.
you're thinking that with
Yeah, I don't
Bailey
know
and I
why.
sitting
Come
here,
on,
but
Dan.
we'll roll with it.
You definitely got me. That's it. Freudian slip
Freudian
there.
slip, yeah.
Carson's Run, cutting back from a mile and a 16th to a mile. So we'll see. That's why you're seeing the action 3-1 right there on Carson's Run. In terms of now all the jocks are getting off here. All right, now speculate. What are we looking at here?
I really could not tell you. That's a good question. I'm assuming maybe there's an equipment change, or maybe
This is a first for me, seeing everybody.
hopefully not a
shoe repair on the 3.
Yes.
Shoe
There we
repair.
go.
So it's kind of an equipment
Yeah.
change.
Does that make you less excited about this horse, or no difference at all? You weren't that excited about this horse to begin with, right? You like Tunchi, and you're going with Go with Gusto?
Go with and Erosa.
And
I like
Erosa.
both. Yeah, I can't pick between those two. But yeah, I mean, I like this horse, but at 2-1, I just think that there are a lot more interesting options. How about that?
Yeah, no, 2-1's too short of a price for a horse trying this distance for the first time, the turf for the first time. Also, I want to say off Lasix for the first time. So
yeah.
Okay.
different things to consider there.
That's a little dicey.
Yeah, a little,
Seems
a
pretty
little
calm
dicey.
getting that shoe back on, though.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I like to see that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We like to see a calm, collected horse,
Yeah.
for sure.
Calm and prepared. I don't like them too snorty when they're freaking out, especially in the paddock. But as long as everyone circles back there okay, I think it'll be fine.
Bailey, what do you do with first bet exactly?
With First Bet, I do a little bit of everything, actually. So we do a lot of marketing. We do a lot of promotions. I'm up here this weekend. I'm on the live show now. So anything they ask me to do, I do.
She's moving to Florida soon.
We're moving to Florida. Yeah, of course.
Can we just talk about sort of the
hot.
evolution of your relationship over the past 18 hours?
It's really blossomed.
Yes. We spent 6 hours together in the same room, and now we're
That's
best
all
friends.
it took.
Yeah.
We will be
Women-
braiding each other's hair
We
after
will
the
be.
show.
Women forge friendships that fast, though. I feel like guys don't have that kind of bond.
I've seen this all just kind of unfold in front of my eyes here. In fact, I was just going to give a detail. I was like, I'm going to leave that out. I thought better of it there. But you are, as you indicate, you're sharing makeup supplies, or what would you call
We're
that?
sharing a program.
Yes.
Sharing a program.
Yeah. I mean, we're in this together.
That's good. That's good.
100%.
Now you have to get her to sign up for a first bet account, right?
Oh,
Yeah, it's so
done.
easy.
Done.
Well,
so
how,
easy.
how easy is it?
It's so easy. There's a couple different promo codes you can sign up with now. We've got a great sign-up offer. I don't think it works up here in Canada, though. There might be like a state restriction.
Well, most of our viewers are watching from the States, so.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
We're not talking to the Canadians right now. So
Hi,
I've
everyone.
talked to so many Canadians this weekend that my brain is all discombobulated. But yeah, you can sign up for First Bet. It's the easiest way to bet the races. The first AI analysis will give you an easy win projection for each race. So you can sign up right there. All the analytics are in app, and especially if you're newer to playing the races, it's a great starting point.
Awesome.
Yeah,
What would you recommend for those watching who are newer, how do you dip your toe in? Like, what do you do in terms of your first steps in handicapping, trying to understand this whole, matrix of information here?
Yeah. So ideally, if you can be 11 or 12 years old and hit a huge exacta on the Derby, that's like the best start. But of course, if you don't have a time machine and you can't do that, I really like getting new people to honestly start out with just win bets. It's the simplest form of wagering I think that we have. They're not easy to necessarily hit, but people are cheering for the horse to win. They're not as complicated as some of the exotic plays, and especially if you get one like 20-1 that comes in, you have such a good feeling, and then you can get into playing kind of the bigger tickets. So yeah, just start making some win bets.
We're waiting to make our bets and to see if they will actually hit. In the meantime, like what you can see on screen right now is they're doing the shoe repair. There's a delay, so we're stretching a little bit here before the Summer Stakes when you're in for the Breeders' Cup Juvenile. There's another bet they offer here called the Swinger bet.
I heard
Swinger,
about
yes,
that.
I've heard about
Very
that.
cool.
Yeah, I was
I
in
love that.
the booth yesterday with the track announcer, and I was like, "What is the Swinger?" It's, I think, I'm probably not the best person to explain it.
I can help if you'd like, or you could guess.
Or we can guess. Why don't you explain
Why
it?
don't you take a swing at it?
Swing at it. There you go. No pun intended at all. Something. Order of finish is different or something? I don't know.
So basically-
I'm going to say the wrong thing, and it's going to be a soundbite
Do
forever.
you want to take a guess?
Yeah, so I think that
Okay.
basically you can pick the horses and they come in any order. Is it for a trifecta, superfecta? What is it?
It's just for the exacta.
Just for the exacta.
So it's
okay.
an exacta box.
It's an exacta
not.
box, but they don't have to finish first and second. They can finish first and third or second and third. So you actually can
Oh.
cash that ticket even if your horse doesn't win.
Yeah.
That
You
is
finish
very
second or
cool.
third. Now, it pays significantly less, right? But the whole idea is you take a little money out.
Losing ticket otherwise.
It's
so.
otherwise a losing ticket, right? If you played it as an exacta, you would just lose your money because you didn't have both.
Wow.
Well, that's
First
a
two
winner
finishes.
in my
Well,
book.
this weekend, today at Woodbine, with Express Bet and First Bet, any horse you bet to win your first win bet in each race up to $10, you'll get your money back if you come in second or third.
Okay, so same principle,
so
sort
same
of.
concept as the
Interesting.
swinger bet, but a lot more words to explain that one.
Now, yesterday, were you on the Stella patio?
Yes.
I want to show people the Stella patio. Tell us
Oh,
about
it's
what it was
gorgeous.
like. What it was like up there.
Gorgeous out on the Stella. The food here is phenomenal. Everybody that we've met has been so incredibly nice. The Canadian hospitality, I can't overhype it enough. They talk about Southern hospitality and down where I'm from, but the Canadians take it to a whole other level. The Stella is such a beautiful venue here at Woodbine. You've got a great view of the finish line. It's open air. Today there's a DJ down there,
Oh, nice.
so it's a really nice atmosphere. Highly recommend.
Are you going to go back there?
Of course I am.
Okay. Of course.
Yeah.
Immediately, as soon as this is over. And the food, yes, the food is amazing. I had the world famous roast beef sandwich over there that Dan put me
Right.
onto. Absolutely incredible. For breakfast, I had everything. I had all the things.
Everything for breakfast.
That was
is a
also incredible.
good start.
Yes, I am very much enjoying my first trip to Woodbine.
And of course, Dan is famously anti-breakfast on
Dan?
race day.
Yeah, so
What?
it's funny. We actually posted a video of Jenna Antonucci, Belmont Stakes winning trainer, Travers Stakes winning trainer, of basically what coded sort of language for your behavior. And she says in the video, yeah, I didn't eat anything for breakfast. And it's like the ultimate anxiety move. You just don't eat.
Yeah.
So that's what it is. When it's
Okay.
game day, I don't eat
Okay.
until the show's over. I do, however, drink, which is a great combination.
That's a really good
That
start.
is-
I can't imagine
that's
what
a
about
choice, Dan.
this giant camera setup and lights would ever stress you out. It's so casual.
Yeah, this is really bright. You guys,
Very
I don't
low-key.
normally dress like the men in black, okay?
It's really bright.
These lights are so intense.
We
you
should
have
tweet
no
out a
idea.
photo of what the show is.
Literally,
With
the
from
lights?
this view. How do
It's
you guys
very
see?
bright.
Can you? I don't
My
know.
eyelash extensions are forming a natural kind of sunglass over the top of my eye.
Okay.
So I think
all
I'm
right.
good.
You've got that. Dan's got the hat. I've got the men in black glasses. Whatever.
Yep.
We're all set.
How we roll.
We can't keep you all day as much as we want to. We have
as we want
Paula
to.
on deck, ready to come on. So why don't we do this? We will bid you adieu. Before we go, remind people who you like in this race.
Do what?
Remind people who you liked in this race.
Oh, we're on Tunchi.
Tunchi, the
Blast your Lil
four-horse.
Wayne song, the 4-horse Tunchi, when he crosses the wire first.
There you go. There you
Go.
go. All right, that's Bailey Armour, folks. Thank you
Thank
for stopping
you.
in.
Absolutely, anytime.
I'll see you soon.
I'll see you soon.
Oh, God. All right.
All right,
Cut to
bye,
the other
guys.
shot now. We're going to bring in our next guest here. He's going to join us here. And, Jamie, you could set this up.
Yes, I would love to set this up. We have on the absolutely amazing, talented, wonderful jock agent. This is just her latest venture. She's done it all. She's been a jockey, she's been a trainer, now she's an agent. Paula Bacon, right now she has Antonio Gallardo, you might have heard of him, just won the Colonial Downs leading rider title, and Pablo Morales, who always wins the Presque Isle leading rider title. So she's
You-
quite accomplished.
You heard what she said? What was the first thing you just said?
The lights. Wow.
Yeah, they're intense.
They
Yeah.
are intense.
Yeah, if you need a hat, we've got some.
Good. I like it.
So that was quite the setup there.
She made me sound really good.
Well, you
A lot
are.
better than
really
I sound in my
good.
own mind.
Oh, you're incredible. Tell us about Colonial.
Colonial was amazing. I mean, we went there, thinking that we were going to do well because both of us have confidence in both of our abilities as an individual and a team. But, I mean, we couldn't have expected or predicted to be the leading rider, which was amazing.
Yeah.
But a big help, we went there with not very much going on, except we did have Mark Cassie giving us some mounts, so
That
that
helps.
That was huge.
He's okay.
Yeah, he's all
He
right.
any good? Yeah, he any good? Yeah.
We might be at his home track too.
Yeah, we're right here. And by the way, the production crew here reminding us to keep this as
Keep your
close.
mic- Oh, there you
Oh,
go.
so they can hear me?
There you go. There's that.
I have
would
a
be
big
good.
enough mouth; they can hear me
Well,
anyway.
you did-
Don't worry.
No
Well, you
comment.
have expertise in a completely different realm here, which is impressive. And you started out, I read, so your parents were jockeys, both of them. Is that right?
No, my mother worked on the racetrack her
Okay.
whole life as a pony girl and a groom.
Okay.
And my stepfather,
Okay.
who legally adopted me, Johnny Bacon, was a jockey.
Ah, I see. Okay,
Yeah.
so suffice it to say you grew up around this.
Yeah, my whole life.
Okay, and you were a jockey.
I was.
What was that like?
It was great. It's the only thing I ever wanted to do. The only thing I ever wanted to do. So when I was forced out of it, it was, shock.
And that was, you had an injury, right? Is that it?
Yeah, I had a back injury, and it was just getting harder and harder to keep overcoming it. So I pulled the plug.
Okay. It is a dangerous job, no doubt.
Very dangerous.
And so you were like, let me do something else in racing. You got into training, is that right?
I got into being a jockey agent first
Okay.
before I trained. I was a jockey agent for 2 years, and I had Bobby Walker. And then I became a trainer, and I did that for 8 years, and I had enough of that. Back to the agenting.
Yep.
Something I know I can do good.
But
Talk.
you have honestly killed it at every single thing that you've done, which is incredible. Just
I've been super fortunate with the riders that I've had, though. I mean, I worked for Ronnie Allen for 11 years, Ronnie Allen Jr.
Is he still riding?
Yes, he is, and he's still doing good.
Nice.
And now I have...
Is he at Tampa? I know he's at Tampa for many. Is he still at
Yeah,
Tampa?
he's also at Presque Isle right now.
Oh, Presque Isle? Nice,
Yeah.
nice.
yeah. Paula may or may not have helped me with my handicapping
Oh.
today.
Yeah, let's see how good I am. I mean, I do it for a living, but that doesn't mean anything.
Because, I mean, you've got a handicap, to know.
I have to handicap to know which horses I want to ride, which ones to pick. I sometimes have a choice, and I have to make a choice.
Oh, you have choices a lot of times.
Sometimes.
So did you like Erosa here? Was that one of your
That
picks?
was my pick.
That was yours?
But
Yeah, that
she
was her
likes
pick.
Go with Gusto.
I like Go With Gusto too. So we're all on Go With Gusto at
Yeah,
this point.
I like to go with Gusto.
Just so you know, I mean, this is not my biggest bet of the day, but
Okay.
that's my win place bet on Go With Gusto.
There you
20
go.
to 1 is an
I
incredible
know.
price on this horse.
I think so
odds are
too. He's ran one
unbelievable.
time, and he definitely gets the distance, and there's tons of speed in the race.
Did you get a chance to watch the replay of that race?
I didn't watch it.
He was. Oh, she right? She, yeah. She
Yeah,
was,
it's a she.
She was super wide. Then kind of cuts back to the rail, saves a little ground, and then it looks like she's just kind of running in place. And the last quarter of a mile, she just accelerates and just goes by all these horses. It was an odd move visually. I was just amazed at how she kind of.
She definitely didn't have any problems doing it.
Yep. All right, so the horses are loading in. I'm going to remove this screen, and then we're going to pop up another screen for you momentarily. We're going to be able to actually hear the race call here. So as a reminder, and Paul, you'll stay with us for a few more minutes?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, so we'll come back with Paula in a few minutes. This is the Bet365 Summer Stakes Win and You're In race for the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf. Your favorite is the 3-horse. My Boy Prince, your second choice, the 2-horse Carson's Run. They're just about all loaded in now, so we'll stop speaking and let you hear the call.
Out the saddle at the moment is
hot.
Erosa's rider. John Velasquez will reunite in the gate as Erosa's placed in, and now getting back. Johnny V for Erosa. They're almost right with Western Whirl. Usyk to come up for Kazushi Kimura. Blinkers go on for Busick today in the last along. King of the track moves in, stand by for a start. They're all in. Locked up. On their way in the Bet365 Summer Stakes, and a good beginning. Western Whirl rushed out in front. King of the track taken back after beginning in front, but My Boy Prince and Joel Rosario saunter into the lead. My Boy Prince in front of Western Whirl, a pack of them to sing. Going forward is 3 wide Busick. A length there, Rosa on the inside, super attentive. Go with Gusto, drop right back to the tail there. And in the center is Tunchi back 4th last with King of the Track. And next to last position now go with Gusto. And over on the inside, it's Carson's Run at the back. About 6 lengths covers the field, and My Boy Prince in front and shows the way by over a length to Western Whirl. Tucking in nicely, Rosa on the inside. A half away came on the outer Busick. A length and a half away, Tunchi. King of the Tracks improving around the outside from super attentive. And back second last, go with Gusto. On the inside last is Carson's Run. Showing the way every step of the way so far. My Boy Prince with Western Whirl in second. Up on the outside is Busick as they go down inside the 3.5. Erosa a length away on the inside. Coming forward nicely is Tunchi. And losing a touch of ground there was Erosa. King of the Track is off the track making ground. round. Behind them, Super Attentive. Go with Gusto starting to run, and out to the back, Carson's run to the extreme outside. Joel Rosario trying to go for broke now. My Boy Prince in the Summer Stakes from Western World. Here's Carson's run. What a slingshot run down the outside by Dylan Davis. Carson's run storming out wide. They're wide apart. Carson's run and My Boy Prince flat up against the inside, and they are well clear. Go with Gusto running on, but down extremely wide on the track. Carson's run and powering on for a fantastic win. Dylan Davis and Carson's run by about 2 or 3 lengths. My Boy Prince has run second. Go with Gusto third, Tunchi fourth, and then Super Attentive. 135.70.
So interestingly, as this happens, my house alarm is going off.
Oh, boy.
And it's not allowing me to disarm. Okay, now I disarmed it.
Oh, okay.
I know who it is. There's somebody at my house who's
Okay.
listening.
I
Anyway,
was like, that sounds
I'm not stressed
a
out
great
at
concern.
all. But that was impressive. So that was Carson's run.
Yeah.
Horse who came out of the With Anticipation Stakes. We showed the replay of his most recent race. Finished second in a graded stakes race at Saratoga. Now comes to Woodbine. With that setup, they did go an honest pace. They didn't go as fast as we thought initially, but they went an honest pace.
Yeah.
And then the horse that we liked at a price, Go with Gusto, almost got up for second, but of
Just
course,
missed
I
second.
bet win place, so
Yeah.
the horse had to finish third.
Sorry, Dan.
The 2 horse had a big kick, and Go with Gusto was grinding,
Yeah.
slowly grinding.
Yeah, I mean, is that a horse, like when you look at a horse like that, it needs more distance or what? I mean,
She
or
probably,
less?
yeah. I mean, I would say she needs more distance.
More distance, right?
She was grinding away. So.
Yeah. She looked like she was running as good as any of them late. I mean, but
Yeah.
yes, sort of. And that's the thing that's interesting, too, when you watch these races. Like, so when I started watching racing, whenever I watched a race like that, I'm just going to put this back up on the screen because you could see them kind of coming to the finish line here. I used to think, like, oh, look, that horse is running best late and is going so much faster late. What's actually happening 99% of the time is that most of the horses are going really slow. They're getting tired.
Yeah.
And so you're just seeing horses tire at a slower rate,
Right.
is what you're saying.
Yeah, sometimes I ask my jockeys that. I'm like, "Oh, your horse really kicked at the end," and they'll be like, "No, the other ones were stopping.
Yeah.
We just kept going." So
Right.
that happens. That's a lot, and it's visually to the eye, it looks, kicking on, and they're really not.
We should have put up this comment earlier from Keeneland Muscle.
Oh.
Carson's run for the win, but you
Yeah.
still get credit.
Yeah.
And then
Nice call.
after the fact, he's doing a little victory dance here.
Easy.
And then this comment we've got to show.
Oh,
about
there
that?
we go.
I can't see it.
Paula Bacon is the best. I'd want her as my agent.
Aw.
Which is good news because Sean Patrick Nolan is considering a career as a jockey. So,
Nice.
Yeah.
I got you, Sean.
and Sean hooked this up. We're going to show it later as well. But there is a massive carryover in the high five at Mohawk. Like we're betting everything. We're betting Woodbine, we're betting
Oh,
Mohawk later
go for
tonight. Sean's ticket on the bottom of the screen, jackpot high five. It's a mandatory payout. They expect $2 million in the pool. That's Sean's ticket at the bottom. We're going to let that play for a little while so you can
Wow.
jot it down and make your bets. But no, getting back to what you were talking about, kind of the trajectory of your career, rider, agent, trainer, back to agent, right now agent, and doing really, really well with it. What has kept you motivated to keep pursuing as you have and finding success where you have now? And also, this is probably a loaded question, but like, what goes into being a good jockey's agent other than, talking and
The motivation is that I have I have bills to pay, and I like money.
Good
Yeah, that's
motivation.
fair. Yeah.
I mean, really, that's the motivation. And
Fair enough.
I'm old enough now that I don't really want to change jobs, so I have to keep going on pace so that I don't need to change jobs.
Okay.
And what goes into being a good jockey agent is you obviously have to be a good communicator. You have to be able to talk to people well. You have to be able to bullshit a little bit.
There you go. That's our first
or a
curse.
lot.
Yay!
Or a lot.
Now you're free. Now you're unleashed, Jamie.
Okay,
Now
all
you can
right.
just kick it in.
And I mean, you have to be straight with people when you know you need to be straight with them. There's a lot that goes into it. Really reading the room, reading the trainers' personalities, getting to know them, getting to know what buttons you can push, not push, how they want to be treated lot goes into the personalities of the trainers for a jockey agent, and being able to cater to those personalities. You have to make friends with them. Your friends are the ones that help you. All of my friends are the ones that give me all my mounts. I mean, it's the way it is.
Yep. And Jamie, you've seen some of this up close, right? I mean.
Oh, yes. Yeah. I have been friends with Paula Bacon for quite some time. I may or may not have had a little girl crush on her.
She was in pharmacy school when I met her. That was a long time ago.
Yeah, we won't say how long, but we've been friends forever.
Long time.
Yeah, Paula is incredible. Super hard worker. Such a good horsewoman.
Thank you.
Very, very knowledgeable and very good with people too.
Jordan said, I have to talk about myself for 15 minutes. It's not going to be that hard, but 15 minutes is a long time. And I'm sitting here thinking, I don't want to talk about myself anymore. Poor Jordan, you're up next. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, it's good for people to hear kind of what goes into the various roles in racing. Our audience, a lot of them that, it's the first time they're hearing about a jockey agent, I mean, and we should say principally that you're in charge of getting your riders on horses. That's your job.
Solely my job. And honestly, I work for two unbelievably talented guys right now. I'm so lucky. Antonio's dedication and his work ethic, and his drive to ride two tracks at once all the time. Last year it was here and Presque Isle, then Colonial and Presque Isle. I mean, that takes a lot of grit and a lot of dedication. So, I mean, he has that. And then Pablo, he's just a consummate professional. Goes out there, does every single thing he's supposed to, polite, kind to everybody. I just work for two great guys, really.
That's awesome.
They're easy to sell. People want them. They come to me.
Yeah, Antonio, like a lot of jockeys, rides pretty much 7 days a week for most of the year, which is crazy when you think about it.
What's your schedule like?
I mean, I pretty much do whatever I want.
But you got to be back. You got to be like, or do you just call the trainers, or how does that work?
Well, since COVID happened, actually, it's a lot different. We used to have to really pound the pavement and be out there all the time. You used to have to show up for an in-person draw to draw the races and to get your jockeys on the right horses. And now they do that through a Zoom meeting. So that's changed the trajectory of jockey agenting quite a bit. I mean, there's agents that don't go to tracks at all and just do it over the phone and then just do the Zoom draw.
So is the Zoom, that's still happening everywhere? That's the standard?
I mean, pretty much everywhere, yeah, since COVID. The Zoom draw is
one of the positive changes from COVID.
I didn't know that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's a positive change because it gives us the freedom to not be tied to the track. We can go do our thing, and you don't even have to be in the state if you don't want to.
Right.
But I find being in person, especially at Colonial at the beginning, was a huge asset. So sometimes you really need to just go.
Okay. Well, I mean, I appreciate that you took a few minutes here with us in person to appear here and tell us a little bit about what you do in the sport, and obviously doing it at a very high level. So we appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. Our next guest is standing by. We're gonna have to like wave to her or get her attention somehow. There we go. Now she's getting the wave. Okay. You're here to tag in.
Ready,
Paula, thank you for taking a few minutes.
I
We really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Yeah, same.
And I'll see you soon, too.
I'll see you soon. We need some air conditioning.
I know.
Yeah, we'll work on that. Getting a little cool air here. You just saw Carson's run there win the Bet365 Summer Stakes and is headed to the juvenile turf. You're also taking a look here at the grandstand at Woodbine Racecourse. And our next guest is stepping in. Jamie, who is this that's joining us here?
This is the absolutely amazing Katie Larson. She is an exercise rider, so she works out the horses in the morning. But something very cool is that she also started this amazing foundation. Where did my bag go? It's down here somewhere. Southern Belle Thoroughbreds. Absolutely incredible. I don't know if you guys can see this. She brought me swag today. This is incredible.
Look at that. Are we on this? There we go. There it is.
There we go. This is so amazing. I don't have any more of that. Well, Dan
I
very
noticed one was
disappointed.
missing from my bag. No, it's all good. If you would just lift it a little. Yeah, there you go. This way we can.
Yeah, Katie, tell us a little bit about how you rehome these off-track thoroughbreds. This is so cool.
Yeah, so where do I look? It's very
So
bright.
you can look at
there.
that one for now, yeah.
Yeah, so I grew up in the horse industry. My background is actually show jumping and hunter jumper. Got into the exercise riding about 5 years ago, and it was really just getting on these horses and seeing that, these horses are capable of so much more when their running days are over. And, I have a great network of people in the show jumping world. So just kind of through word of mouth, I started advertising them on Facebook, and, people were interested in taking them on as projects, and it's really just blown up from there.
Yeah, so incredible. Yeah, you just texted me the other day. You've rehomed, 86 horses already this year?
Since we talked, there's been about 8 more, so I'm almost at 100 for the year.
That's
Wow.
amazing.
Yes.
Wow.
And is that about normal, or is that a little higher than usual? Or
We're about, right now we're going into the busy season. So now coming up to, we've got about 12 weeks left of racing. Now it's going to start picking up, because you're going to see horses that their campaign's kind of coming to an end, or trainers are going to start making decisions now about which horses they want to bring back next year, which horses they may just want to get one more race out of and retire. So yeah, I'm about on track as last year, but we're probably going to end, I don't know, maybe 150, close to 200 before the end of the season. Yeah, it's going to get really pretty crazy between here and Fort Erie.
So to explain this to people who are watching, so we get the question all the time, well, what happens to the horses once they're done racing? Where do they go? And there's obviously been a very negative perception about what actually happens to them over the years, right? And that's what this push is, right? To kind of find, not only homes,
new careers,
and places for them to live, but actual careers and things for these horses to do once they're done on the track.
Exactly. And so there was actually a time back in the 60s, 70s, 80s where thoroughbreds were the primary breed in the Olympics, in the show jumping world, before the warm bloods kind of took over. So thoroughbreds have been making a comeback in terms of, their athleticism and what they're really capable of. And there's been a big push for racehorse retirement. So a lot of the big horse shows, they now put on divisions just for off-track racehorses. Wow. So you see, a lot of these shows that were primarily run with warm bloods, now all the thoroughbreds are coming in. And I don't know, there's just a lot of awareness now about making sure that these horses, have another career. And it's getting very competitive out there.
Yeah.
Kentucky, they do the Racehorse Retirement Project in Kentucky. Horses go from all over North America and compete there. And that's a lot of the horses I sell, they all go down to Kentucky and compete. It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
So cool. Well, I mean, a big part of that revival is thanks to people like you. Yeah. There have been so many of these incredible associations that help find these thoroughbreds, high quality homes where they have really full careers, because a lot of horses retire young from racing. I mean, you'll see horses that finish out their 3 or 4 year old year.
Yep, 3 or 4
and
years
they're
old.
done. They have so much life left in them, and so many things they can do. So.
Exactly. And there are a lot of groups doing this now too. And it's not just me. I have a partner, Chelsea. She helps me on the grounds. She was on the grounds today taking pictures of 3 or 4 horses while I was getting dolled up for this event. And
you look incredible, by the way.
I noticed no one else is wearing a fascinator, but
well, you look amazing. I tried the fascinator because Dan always has a hat.
Yeah.
So I wanted to be on theme. I couldn't get it to work with my hair.
Well, I like the sunglasses. They work for you.
Thank you. Thank you. That's my accessory for today.
Yeah, so no, it's been great. It's been, we get a lot of support. We get a lot of media attention from Woodbine. Jim Lawson is the CEO here. He's helped really push it out into the media. And
still is for 2 more weeks, by the way.
I know.
Just 2 more weeks.
It's because of him that I was able to sit upstairs
That's
today.
awesome.
Oh,
That's
very
awesome.
cool.
And
that's what you need, though. At the end of the day, you need support. So, for the people watching, how could they, get behind some of the work that you're doing?
So really it's just spreading the word. It's word of mouth. Just, letting people know what we're doing. This year especially, I'm working with a lot more trainers than I did before. And it's taking off. The momentum is it's full tilt right now. The amount of messages I get daily and phone calls of people wanting to talk about how to transition a horse off the track or what steps are involved, and it's really just grown legs and taken off on its own without me really having to do much.
That is so cool.
Yeah, it's just keep the word out there. Keep talking about it, because these horses put themselves out on the track for us. They deserve a soft landing. They deserve to retire properly and safely. And
absolutely.
Well, I did get a bag.
There you go.
Yes.
I may not have gotten the jacket.
No, I
but
might
did
get
the
you a
bag.
hat though. If I knew you were a hat,
I'm
I
a
would've brought you
big
a
hat guy.
Yeah.
Big hat guy. if we could get, I don't know if we have this shot here, just kind of take a look at Southern Belle Thoroughbreds right there. Is there a website or somewhere they could go?
So my website is www.southernbellthoroughbreds.com.
Okay.
And I actually do sell some swag on there. It hasn't really been taking off very well.
Until now.
Yeah, until now.
You can buy. Yeah.
I think I'm going to wear this the rest of the show.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes.
You need to put stuff in it, though. It looks kind of strange.
Yeah, if you want to throw some beer in there.
Okay, there we
definitely
go.
drink it. So I'm ready to go to school.
Dan, you
There
look
you go.
incredible.
Right? Be like,
Wow.
what? Yeah.
So on the website,
You went from a 6 to a 10.
Oh, there we go. Wait, that's not good.
No, sorry.
That's not good. Damn.
So the website is where I post all the updates. So horses in their new careers, I get updates from people all the time. So that's where
Awesome.
you'll find the updates.
Awesome.
When I'm actually, the horses that are actually for sale and up for adoption, that's Facebook and Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. So if you are in the market for an off-track thoroughbred, now you know where to go. Awesome.
About thoroughbreds.
Love it. So tell us a little bit about what you do in the morning at the racetrack.
Yeah, so right now I'm just more freelancing. So
Okay.
getting up and 3:30 in the morning, as Willie knows.
Oh,
But
that's
I
brutal.
love it. I was just telling somebody upstairs, like I love the discipline and I love the routine. And I love how Southern Belle, like I'm able to run my operation. It kind of all ties in together, right? Because as soon as I'm finished riding, I'm off to take my photos, and it's kind of a dream job. I left a corporate job that I was with for 10 years to do this full time, so
Wow.
this
You
really is
do
my-
not look old enough to have had a corporate job for 10 years. I guess riding horses keeps you young.
keeps
so.
you young, yeah. And stressed out, but yeah.
Okay.
A little bit stressed out.
Well, there you go. A little bit of both worlds.
It is. So like we had a guest on our last show who showed us their muscles and their
Yeah.
arms. You have like the really jacked up arms.
Not really.
Come on, are you downplaying it because you don't want to show us the arms?
That's how I ride. I hang on for dear life.
Oh, is
and I
that it?
just-
Is that it?
Just roll with it.
This guy was like more than happy to like flex for us and all of it.
Some of the guys, like I find females, we have to ride with like more your legs and your abs, where the guys have more of the upper body strength.
Yes.
What's
and
that all
finesse.
about?
I feel like the females
I think
are more
it's just
about
the way
finesse.
we're built. Yeah, I think so too. And technique and talking to the horse, right? I do that a lot.
Yeah.
And please don't run off with
Please,
me.
please.
Please.
It works. I mean, obviously it's working. You've been doing really well.
And I
so.
will be in Florida as of October 1st.
Oh, wonderful.
I'm going early this year.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, I hope I will see you there.
I was going to say, next time I see you, we better be either on a beach or under the palm trees.
Okay, yes. I'm all in. And I will bring my very cool Southern Belle. Did you steal mine, Dan? Because
Somebody,
I know
I mean, I
had
might
one.
have stolen. Oh no, it's down there.
Okay, it's
Yeah,
down.
yeah, it is
Okay,
there,
I was,
yeah.
I just
So
I keep my eye on you.
My partner will be, she will keep running things here. Well,
Okay.
I'll just keep doing the sales. She'll be doing the photos. It'll be business as usual, but I just want to get away and get into the sun. I loved Florida last year.
I like being in the sun with these bright lights here, right?
Yes.
I don't even
Same
know
sort
where
of
to
heat.
look.
Feels very reminiscent of
Yeah.
Florida right
You should
now.
have warned me because I would have warned
I
you.
know. I didn't know.
That's why I'm looking this way.
Yeah.
Well, you've done an incredible job. Katie Larson, thank you for spending a few minutes with us
guys.
here. We appreciate your time, and we wish you much
It was
success
a pleasure.
here.
Thank you
I'm gonna
so
go,
much for the
I'm
swag.
going to go lose some money upstairs.
Okay,
like that.
good luck.
I like
and I'll
that.
see you soon too.
Okay, for sure. Thanks,
Good
guys.
luck. Yeah, thank you, Katie. That was Katie Larson there. And I don't know who our next guest is, but I'm just going to kind of do this like wave move, and whoever wants to come
I can't
can come.
see. I don't know.
Anybody? Whoever. Sherry can
Oh,
come
there
in.
we go. Okay.
Thank you, Katie. Appreciate
Thank you.
All right, we're about to jump back into some wagering here.
Oh, let's do it.
Um,
Oh, thank you.
Oh my God, she always
comes
with
bearing
gifts.
gifts.
Always.
Oh, God bless you. Oh my goodness. This is my favorite guest yet. Every single guest has brought us something cool.
Sherry, it's been a minute.
Hi, Dan.
Hi, Dan. Hi, Sherry.
Hi,
Coffee
Jamie.
crisp. You getting the coffee crisp? We know coffee crisps. So Sherry always comes with treats, and we appreciate it. She
Oh,
also comes with
Beautiful.
winning picks usually too.
Okay.
So
Well, help us out.
Well, way to put me on the spot, Dan. I think that the value in this card is going to be in the Natalma today, but after seeing how Erosa kind of struggled,
Yeah.
we
now I
talked
have
about
to
it a little
rethink
bit.
everything.
Those
Yeah.
King's Plate weekend runners on the front end.
Yeah.
That track was so speed favoring and inside favoring that, you almost got to throw out those horses that might have been assisted by the track.
Honestly, I really think my boy Prince ran huge, considering that delay.
Yeah.
Carson's run on the cutback, I mean, he looked a threat. He looked a mint in the paddock. You got a nice price on him if you're alive in the pick 5. So, I think this race could also provide some value because I think we have a couple of vulnerable favorites. So It all depends on how you see it. For myself, I think Patches O'Houlihan, who I admire a lot and is a very talented runner, I think he's going to face some pace pressure today, unlike that he's ever faced before. So I'm kind of hoping that this is going to be the beginning of a little bit of a pricier portion of the late pick 5 or the mid pick 5. So I played against him today.
Okay.
I like this.
I took 3 horses because I think you have to respect George Weaver whenever he ships in.
Sure.
So I have him. And then I also have Secret Reserve and Old Chestnut. Old Chestnut is in great form.
Solid horse.
Yeah.
And you know what? He was supplemented to come in here. He's kind of always around, and I think this kind of sets up for a little bit of an explosion. So I'm just hoping I'm on the right side of the explosion before heading into the Natalma, because I think the Natalma is going to be the big explosion.
I like that.
So-
And this whole, he's always sort of around, hanging around. That might be the way Jamie describes me after she just called me a 6 a minute ago. You missed that.
Yeah, you're back to a 6.
Yeah, back to, I might be a 5 now without it.
I think I could be described as that too. Always around, right?
Always
I never seem to
invited
go
to
away.
be around. Well, what's funny is me and you saw this race from a pace perspective the same exact way. So the 6 is Patches O'Houlihan, so that's your favorite. Very fast horse. The 8, though, My Buddy B, is another one with a ton of speed. The logic here is that these 2 horses are going to ultimately hurt each other, right? They're going to both go so fast, it's going to be detrimental to both of them. Now, where we disagree is which horse that most benefits. For me, I think logically, it's number 3, Super Watson. I think Super Watson wins this race easily. And the horse was 12-1 on the morning line. That's the 3 horse. It's now 6-1. What do you think about Super Watson?
Okay, I want my coffee crisp back.
I'm
then.
sorry.
If you're
Well,
gonna
it's already
disagree
done. I already
with me.
ate it, so it's gone. I literally ate it while
See,
you were
I was
speaking.
trying to bring,
Really
I was trying
fast,
to bring
Dan.
candy so that we could have a civil conversation. For what it's worth, me and Dan, every time we always see things the same way and end up on different picks.
Exactly.
So hopefully one of us actually has the right, or we could get totally skunked. Who knows?
Patches O'Houlihan wins by 10.
Patches
I
O'Houlihan.
went with Patches O'Houlihan.
Oh, did you?
So
I've
I
seen
know.
him.
I'm so basic. I'm sorry.
No, not at all. I mean, he's a very talented horse. There's no doubt. And last out, he looked like he was going to be beat. And he dug in gamely and drew off. It was very visually impressive. That being said, does he have that again? Because he is going to face more pace pressure this time than he did then. And he's 3 years old, everybody remember.
Yeah.
He's 3.
Yeah.
So, I'm excited for him. I'd love to see him run off the board. But from a handicapper's
It's a
perspective,
good bet against.
he's a good bet against for me.
Yeah.
And look at Rockcrest, for example. He's at 11-1.
Yeah. The challenge with Rockcrest is that he doesn't really pass horses, so that's the only thing I'm concerned about with him.
But he's going to go. He's going to be part
But
of
he's
that
also
pace
getting a ton
scenario.
of pressure on his outside.
That's right.
Yeah.
So there could be a real big pace
It could be
duel
fast.
up
Yeah.
there, right?
The 7's
So-
interesting at 9-2. Outlaw Kid. You're taking, you got turf to all weather here.
I'm surprised, actually,
Yeah.
at the 9-2. I thought he would be the alternative to Patches O'Houlihan in here. I'm happy.
I think
At
he gets bet late,
9-2,
though. He'll get bet late.
Of course he will.
Yeah, he'll go off 5-2, 2-1. We know this.
Of course he will. I was happy to get 3-1 on Carson's run.
Yeah. That
Right?
was
For
that
the
was a
pick
really
5,
solid price. Yeah, and they
right?
got a great setup too.
You got a great setup.
For people in the comments, jump in. Let us know who you're betting here in the Vigil Stakes. Coming up after this, we've got 2 more races. We've got the Natalma Stakes, the winning you're in for the Juvenile Phillies Turf, and then we've got the RICHOH Woodbine Mile, of course, winning you're in for the FanDuel Mile at the Breeders' Cup. We've got a couple other guests on tap. Before we let you go, though,
Yes.
give us. You say you got a big explosion in the Natalma. We want to hear about this.
Well, again, you know what? Every year I bet against Charlie Appleby. We had this discussion earlier, and every year he beats me. Every year. So I do have, dazzling star included in my pick 5. I love Ready to Jam. I think Ready to Jam at 10 to 1 is going to offer some huge
I couldn't believe
value.
10 to 1 when I saw. Now we're going to get a
Huge
shorter
value.
price, but we agree now on a horse. There you go.
It only took a little bit of talking, and here we are. Which tends to happen. Eventually, we end up agreeing on things.
There you go.
You'll figure out this is how me and Dan work.
Yeah.
Perfect.
But next time, I'm going to bring the shades. Very smart idea.
Right? Yeah.
Are you going back to Charlie for the Woodbine Mile, Master of the Seas, or no?
I am.
Okay.
Okay.
I am. I would love to play against, but you know what? I had to single so that I could go deeper in the Natalma.
Yep.
And to me, that's, if he is anywhere on his game, I think he is the one to beat. Maybe will I cover myself other ways? Possibly. I don't know.
Yeah.
But you know what? He beats me every time.
Yeah.
So for the pick 5, I singled. Maybe I'll play around with some exotics or something other than that. All depends on what the board says.
Well, Charlie Appleby has won 7 straight Grade 1 races here at Woodbine, which is insane.
Yeah.
We're going to take a look back at his 2 wins in the Natalma. Well, actually, they're loading in now, so maybe we shouldn't look at it right now. Let's watch this race, then we'll do that. Let's pull up the screen here. They're entering for the Vigil Stakes. Is my audio still on? We're still on? All right, good. We're still on. Sherry, I have a favor to ask of you.
Sure.
If you can make it, can you bet on 3 for me? It's really tight.
You want me to go and run?
If you get 40 in.
Got it. All right.
Thank you, Sherry. All right, Sherry's going to hopefully get a bet in for us. We've really put her up against it here. And after this race, as soon as this race wraps up, we'll have our next guest join us on set. But for now, you see the horses loading in here for the Vigil Stakes. That's the horse I absolutely love. It's 7 to 1. It's the 3 Super Watson. We'll be back right after this race. Stay tuned.
Hi, how are you? Good to see you.
Goes up. Justin Stein, last American exit. Patches O'Houlihan has had 7 starts for 6 wins and is trying to keep a streak of 5 in a row going into what could potentially be a 6th today. Has gone up. They're almost right. Moving along is Outlaw Kid and Rafael Hernandez, My Buddy B. My Buddy B goes in. They're all in. Locked up. Off their race in the Vigil, that is a perfect start. Towards the back now, Secret Reserve going for the early lead. It is Patches O'Houlihan just in front. Up the inside, Rock Crest and racing handy. Toward the outside, Outlaw Kid, Old Chestnut nearer the rail. And as they settle, going forward, My Buddy Be on the extreme outside. Last American exit, wedged between horses moving through. Second last is Secret Reserve, and the early trailer is Super Watson. Head-to-head, Rock Crest and Patches O'Houlihan. They are absolutely locking horns here by 2 lengths. Last American exit peeps into 3rd spot. My Buddy Be the outside, pushed along a bit, Outlaw Kid. A length and a half, Old Chestnut, the top 2, getting away from them. Running on now, Secret Reserve, or trying to, and 4 lengths away last Super Watson. And they go down towards the final quarter, head-to-head. Rockcrest holding in front. Patches O'Houlihan ahead away second. About 2.5 to last American exit. Old Chestnut running on, turning in front of the Vigil. And it's Rockcrest from Patches O'Houlihan. And down the outside, trying to run for the back is last American exit and Old Chestnut. But Rockcrest is in front. Patches O'Houlihan trying desperately on the outside. And is coming now. And goes up and joins Rockcrest narrowly in front. And here's last American exit. And Secret Reserve is flying down the outside. A photo between Patches O'Houlihan and last American exit, and flying at them, Secret Reserve.
That was
Wow.
a horse race.
All right, well, maybe speed is still pretty good here today.
That was a horse race.
They went wicked
Refinish.
fast.
Yeah.
22-1, 44-1.
Wow.
And really the horses who were duking it out were there till the very end. And Patches
Yes.
O'Houlihan, I think the 6 horse, held on by a nostril.
I think so too. So you're welcome.
Yeah. And congrats on your hit, as I am now knocked out of all my tickets because I didn't listen to you.
Oh, I'm sorry, Dan.
You're not that sorry, though. You're okay with
You
it.
know better than to bet against my luck and to go with your skill. What did I tell you?
I know. I should have listened.
Next time.
Introduce us to this gentleman
Oh,
here.
yes. We have another incredible jock agent. You may... Oh. Okay.
There's Paula Bacon doing
Yes,
a victory
Paula
lap
Bacon,
here.
Yes, I love it. I love it. Okay, so you may have heard of the jockeys that this man works for. Kazushi Kimura, did I say that right? I always mess it up. And Sophia Vivas.
And Declan Carroll.
And Declan Carroll. I mean, 3 of the most incredible jockeys here. So, Jordan Miller, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
So happy to have you here. So what is it like working for these incredible jockeys, super successful? You probably have to like fight off the calls. People are just knocking on your door, calling you continuously, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's not easy. I mean, they are 3 in-demand jockeys, and they're an absolute pleasure to work for. I mean, all 3 of them, you know, all they care about is riding races. You know, they study the races, and they look forward to coming to work. And honestly, like, I have it really easy with the 3 of them.
Awesome. Love that.
We just saw Paula Bacon. We had her on with us. So, like, are you guys like mortal enemies?
Not even close.
No.
Not even close. I love Paula, and anytime that they're coming up here, if we can try and figure stuff out and help each other out, get mounts, if you know each other has extras and stuff like that, we try to help each other out as much as possible.
So you totally undercut each other and battle all the time. I'm
Not
kidding.
even
We're playing. No, very interesting.
If she just cashed on that race, she's buying dinner.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, she definitely did. She seemed really excited about that.
100%.
Now, like her, you came up in this. You're 3rd generation, right?
Yeah, I am actually. Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, I mean, both grandparents on both sides were in the business. My mom's side, my grandma on my mom's side was actually one of the first female jockeys in Canada.
Wow.
You know, they started in the 60s and kind of did everything from the ground up. And my mom was a trainer, and on my dad's side, same thing. My grandfather was a trainer. My dad had his license when as soon as he turned 16, he wrote his trainer's license and had it for then. And both of them exercised their own horses. And, you know, when I was growing up, they had a 40-head stable. They galloped all their own, you know, groomed 5 or 6 apiece themselves, and I just grew up in it. I was there every Saturday, Sunday, every single day for summer holiday. That was what I did. There was no summer camp or anything like that. Summer camp was Hastings Park, and I loved it, and I've never looked back.
And actually, you may not know this, but he galloped horses for years.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at me now,
oh, stop it.
You might say no, but I did. I actually galloped for 15 years, and yeah, that was my last thing that I did before moving into being a jockey agent, and kind of just did everything. I started being a hot walker, groom. I was an assistant for my parents at home. When I came out here, I was working on the starting gate at Woodbine, Fort Erie, Ajax.
Starting gate? You were really?
Oh yeah, I worked on starting gate for like 6 years. I was a valet for 5 years out at Ajax.
Wow.
I bought horses from the sale, broke babies, trained my own, owned a few of my own. And yeah, like I said, at the end of the day, like this is kind of my last stop was agent.
Okay, so Jordan, we don't have that much time on the show, so just name one thing you haven't done in horse racing.
I haven't been a steward.
Okay, all right, there we go.
Or farrier, and the farriers don't get enough credit because I once tried to pull one shoe off of one of my horses.
Brutal.
And by the end of it, I was dripping sweat and I didn't even accomplish anything.
Good to know. We know which career not to go into in racing now. Thank you for that.
That seems like it does seem like pretty scary work. Like, I mean, like I struggle just petting a horse's nose, like holding their leg between my legs and then trying to take a shoe off.
Dan, that's because
especially
you're
when they don't want you to. So,
incredible. So now your family, you mentioned, I heard a lot of trainer in there. Did you think about that? Like, and is that something you might want to pursue at some point, being a trainer?
I mean, no, not anymore.
No?
I mean, I tried. I mean, it's not an easy gig. I tried. I wasn't that successful at it, and I moved on.
You wouldn't go back to it?
No. At the end of the day, when I was training horses and owned horses, I overvalued the horses. I ran them too high, and it's kind of funny because now as an agent, I'm always looking for people to like undervalue their horses so that we can have liver horses to ride. So It's a little bit comical, but yeah, I wasn't very successful as a trainer. But I did win 2 races as a trainer, and it's kind of funny because I won 1 race going 3.5 furlongs, and I won 1 race going 2 1/8, 2 miles and an eighth.
Whoa!
So those are my only two. Those are my only 2 wins.
That is bizarre.
Out of a lot of starts, and like I said, after the fact, I hung it up and moved on to being an agent.
Okay. Well, what makes you a successful agent? Because you're absolutely killing it.
Well, you need the riders for one. I mean, you have
Well,
to
you've
have
got
you have
that.
to have good riders, and you have to have the trainers and owners that want to back you. And it's kind of like a surfer. Once you get on the wave, you got to ride the wave and don't fall off. So
Okay.
I've been lucky that I've had the riders that have got on the wave, and we're just trying to stay on the board. That's pretty much it.
Awesome.
Kimura is an interesting guy, right? I mean, he's from Japan originally, comes here. He's been the leading rider. Now he's going to be on track to be the leading rider for the third consecutive year here. I wonder, representing someone like him, now, like, the one thing I do love about Woodbine, I say this all the time to people, the diversity here, the fact that you do have people from so many different backgrounds is wonderful. But representing a Japanese jockey has got to be a little different, right? At least initially. And I would imagine, like, you know, the sell to trainers is maybe a little different, or maybe not. I mean, do they just look at him like, you know what, that's a good jockey, that's all I care about?
At the very beginning, yes. When we first initially made contact, Kazushi didn't speak one word of English. We spent about 3 months on Google Translate back and forth, literally off of the phone. And that was all of the stuff to, doing his breezers, doing all the steps to getting his license. When he first started riding, everything was off of Google Translate.
Wow.
He was really dedicated, and he felt it was really important to learn the English language, to be able to speak with the trainers, speak with the owners in the paddock, and he made it a priority first and foremost. And, after about the first year or so, the English language barrier was pretty much gone.
Wow.
That's it.
So
Yeah.
my question is, how much Japanese do you know?
Not one word.
Okay.
Not one word? Come on, you know a couple of words.
I do, but as you put me on, Ohayo gozaimasu, that's good morning.
Okay.
Oh.
I do know that, and
Nice.
that is literally it. And
Ohayo
I do like some
gozaimasu.
of their beer.
Oh.
Okay, which one? Sapporo? Is it-
Sapporo,
all right,
yes, I'm a big fan of
Sapporo's
Sapporo.
it.
So Ohayo gozaimasu and Sapporo, that's
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
reached the
that's-
barrier for me.
We
That's
might have
3
some
words.
lukewarm Bud Lights waiting for you in the green room, so you have that to look forward to.
wouldn't say no.
Okay. Do you, so in the big race today, have you had a chance to kind of take a whole look at the whole field? Do you have any thoughts or feelings or opinions on the mile itself? We could turn to it if it's helpful at all.
I mean, listen, at the end of the day, you have to respect Charlie Appleby.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, they bring the horses over here with one thing in mind. They're looking to win here, and they're looking to move on to the Breeders' Cup. So you have to respect them. But at the end of the day, too, you can't just undercut any of the local horses or any of the other ship-ins. I mean, everyone's kind of tapped in on how there's not a lot of speed and stuff like that. But if you watch enough racing, especially good horses, class kind of comes over the top.
Yeah.
And especially here at Woodbine, you have that really long stretch on the grass. So horses can go slow early, but the class horse gets in the clear. They have a quarter mile to make their run. So I know a lot of people last year, you kind of were talking the same thing with Modern Games.
Yep,
You know,
yep.
there's not a lot of pace. He's coming from off the pace, and look what happened.
Class took over.
You know what I mean? So if this horse was to come away from here and win by 4 or 5 lengths, would I be surprised? No. But would I also be surprised if the speed kind of gets away and somehow hangs on? I wouldn't be surprised there either. But at the end of the day, you have to respect Charlie Appleby. You have to respect Godolphin. They come here with a purpose, and they're looking to win. They come and they've won 7 Grade 1s in a row for a reason, right? So.
Right.
The only speed in there is the 4-horse My Sea Cottage. As a gambler, I'm going to take a shot with that horse. But to your point, I feel like I could very well get beat by Master of the Seas.
Right. I mean, if this race was run where, we've had 2 and 3 weeks of nothing but sunshine and the track was rock hard,
Right,
I would
that's
feel
fair.
the same way, because the Woodbine turf course can get to a point where you get to the front and you just win. But we saw already in the first baby race, the winner came from dead last.
Right.
And they didn't actually go super fast. They went honest fractions. It was a little on the quicker side, but they went honest fractions. That horse laid last, wheeled out in the middle of the racetrack, and rolled them down.
Yeah.
So with that being said, you have to put ultra respect on Mr. Appleby's horse.
Awesome.
Fair enough.
So what we're going to do is, we've been talking about Master of the Seas for Charlie Appleby. We're going to show you a video of his win earlier this year in the Zabeel Mile. And on the other side, we're going to have a new guest on. Want to say thank you first before we play that video to Jordan Miller. Thank you for joining us.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
So much.
I appreciate you. All right, here's Master of the Seas winning the Zabeel Mile.
Them into the home straight, Desert Fire, then Master of the Seas, the all blue colours on the heels of the leader towards the far side. Land of Legends lets down. Shalia from the back of the field trying to work into the race. I Am Superman and Erzincan are towards the outside, but Master of the Seas set sail for home on the outside. Shalia and I Am Superman trying to make a race of it. Master of the Seas in front by a length and a half. Shalia nagging away, but Master of the Seas kept Shalia at bay. Third goes the way of I Am Superman.
All right, that was Master of the Seas right there. And if you want handicapping, you want winning horses, I think we couldn't do much better than Aaron Gold, who joins us right now here. Aaron, thank you for taking a few minutes with us.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me.
You are not from Toronto.
I am not. I'm from Brooklyn, New York.
Well, what the heck are you doing here?
So I'm here courtesy of ExpressBet. They ran a great promotion, kind of a sweepstakes, where if you bet on the King's Plate that week, you had a chance to win a VIP trip up here. So
you won a VIP trip here by betting on the King's Plate, what, 3 weeks ago?
Exactly.
That's
Very
pretty
cool.
sweet.
Yeah, it worked out well, and it just goes to show, get your money in on those pick fives, and good things can happen.
Nice.
Yeah.
Have you been eating like lobster tail here? They've been giving you the fancy champagne and all that too, or?
They're taking me well, very good care of me. We're up the Stella deck upstairs.
Nice.
Great view of the track.
Lovely.
Yes.
We've had a lot of fun already. We
So
hung
you
out
guys
last
have met.
night.
You guys have
Yes.
already connected.
Yes.
You want to
Yeah.
give us the details of what went
No.
down at the
No, we don't wanna
at the
give you the
hotel?
No, I'm
We're
just
moving
kidding.
on.
We had a lot of fun. Just a lot of us got together, covering the races today, and you were along for the ride, and it was super fun.
Yeah.
Just hanging out, having a few drinks, a few appetizers.
I think you guys know how to do it right here. Just kind of.
Jamie's a terrible liar. I'm learning this quickly. She's really bad at BSing. Anyway, you're in this contest today. Tell us about the
Yes.
contest, where you are currently sitting in the contest, and what's your approach here moving forward?
Yeah. So it's a $1,000 buy-in, $750 is the live bankroll. I would say right now I'm sitting in mid-pack, ready to launch a move. For me to win this, I think I'm going to need She Feels Pretty to win the Natalma.
Okay.
For Cherie DeVoe.
Okay.
So I had Patches O'Houlihan just there, who hung on by a nose to keep my double
Okay.
alive.
Hey, high fives. Got this.
Cool horse. So yeah, I'm alive in the double here.
Double is into She Feels Pretty here?
Yeah.
Okay.
The 11 and 13, the Chad.
So here's the thing. I want to do this. So She Feels Pretty has run once?
Just once, yes.
Once. And I want to show a replay, the stretch run of what she did.
Yeah.
And then I want to come out of it, and I want you to tell me what you saw here that made you want to bet her today.
Sounds good.
Towards the top of the home stretch, and it is Maya's Halo. Will cut the corner, Winsome Beauty bearing down. Here comes Fancy Looker up to the outside from third from the backfield. She Feels Pretty is gaining ground. She's still got to get to Maya's Halo. Here comes She Feels Pretty is lunging at her 1/16th. Maya's Halo shaking up. She Feels Pretty is getting to her to the outside. She Feels Pretty up in the final stride. She Feels Pretty at 6-1.
Yeah, so for me, that was a 5.5 furlong race. She broke a little bit slowly, and the favorite in that race was gone in the stretch. Looked completely home, and She's Feel Pretty just kept coming, and looked like a horse to me that will really appreciate the added ground. Cherie DeVoe doesn't usually win first time out, so hopefully she can take a big move forward today.
It's an interesting thing. Like we talked about jockeys, jockey agents, tendencies, patterns. You see it in every sport, right? Like, look at the Bengals last week, right? Like, I don't know if any people watch.
Wait, what sport is this?
This is football.
Okay, got it.
So the Bengals last week, they go and they play the Browns, and they lose. Shocking to most people, but not if you follow what was going on, right? Bengals start out slow every year. Burrow always misses the preseason.
Did not shock
Comes
me.
in. It didn't shock you, of course. You knew it was coming.
I did.
But tendencies, right? It takes a little bit of time. With some trainers, it takes a little bit of time for them to get their horses ready. They want to go slow. They want to build them up. And so just having that knowledge, how long did it take for you to develop that kind of knowledge?
It just comes with a lot of experience, I guess.
Yeah.
watching the races pretty much, most weekends.
But you need it to win, right?
I think so. And then you just start to recognize those patterns and look at the stats. And yeah, every now and then, something like that will pop out, and hopefully I'm right about this one.
So let's see some prices. It doesn't matter to you, right? Because you're talking doubles. Or are you betting the race as well?
Still kind of sorting that out. I think I might just watch this one and then maybe take one big shot in the mile.
So I don't know if there's a price that would make you want to say, yes, I got to bet. I can't miss out at this price, but she's 10-1 right now.
That feels about right to me. I was hoping to get that 20-1 morning line, but I guess the flip side of it is I can't help but feel like maybe that's some smart money.
Yep. So you're feeling good to see a little bit of action on the horse?
A little bit.
All right, so She Feels Pretty there, the 11 horse at 10-1. Your favorite is Down on the Rail. Is that right?
Yeah, that's the Appleby.
I was saying, because that didn't seem right to me based on my handicapping. Dazzling Star. So Charlie Appleby's interesting. Everybody's talking about, Charlie Appleby, he has not been having as good a year as he has in past years. We know this. But he ships in and he wins. This horse has about as much form as any of the other horses he's had who's won this race. What do you think?
I feel like you almost have to bet against him here.
Yeah.
At 9-5, and like you said, he hasn't been as dominant. But of course, he's been really, really good at Woodbine, and not only 7 in a row, but all those races he won by open lengths. So wouldn't be surprising, but just based on the odds, I think you got to try to beat him.
That's your favorite, number 1, Dazzling Star. The 8 horse Ready to Jam is 5-1. It's a horse that me and Sherry, who was on a little while ago, also like a lot. The 4 horse is 7-1, Brock Nardini.
That's my pick.
Right? Tell us about this one.
I just like this horse because of how impressively it won at America's premier racetrack, Saratoga, with its first start. Just incredible. So that's it.
That's good enough. I mean, that was an impressive win. So.
Yeah, very impressive.
The other thing with that one is that she was entered in the PG Johnson, was then scratched when the race came off the turf. So they immediately wanted to put her into a very competitive stakes race.
Right.
And that race didn't go, and so now, they have her here. I think she's scary.
Yeah?
Absolutely.
I like that price.
Want to give us a little play-by-play of what's going on behind us?
I don't know what's going on behind a lot. There's a lot. I think I see actually another one of my friends over here that I want to try and get her on here if we can.
Who is that?
I think that's Rachel. Come on.
All right, we're waving her on. I don't know who's
coming.
coming.
Yeah, but she won't. You.
Willie's coming.
It's an apprentice jockey here.
I don't think so.
All right, just come in.
Come and say hi real quick. She's a wonderful, great friend of mine. She's hello. This is, introduce yourself, please.
I'm Rachel Slavinsky. Nice.
Oh, there we go. She's got her own mic. I love it. Okay. Yes. She's awesome. She's an apprentice rider here at Woodbine, and
get back to work.
Thanks so much for having me, guys.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you coming by.
Good luck.
All right, you go grab a seat there.
Have a seat. Oh no! I saw you standing over there, and I was like, "Oh my goodness, can we pull her on for a minute?" How have you been?
I'm good.
Good to see you. I know, I haven't seen you in forever. So she was down at Tampa. We met at Tampa, and then, restarted. You actually had ridden a little bit.
I did,
and then took some time off, honed in on your skills, and now back to riding, and you've done so well.
Thank you.
I love cheering you on from afar.
I appreciate it. Yeah, it's been fun.
Yeah.
So been going well. So
tell us a little bit about what you've been doing.
Just been riding races.
Okay.
Right. I ride like 6 days a week most times. Try to anyways. Go down to Fort Erie and ride, and it's been a good time. It's been a lot of fun. I can't complain. My horses are running good, I've had, I think out of the last 12 starts, I've had 6 seconds this week, this past couple weeks. So we've been doing pretty good.
Well, those seconds turn into wins in no time.
We're getting there for
sure.
sure.
Awesome. Yeah. Very good. Are you coming back to Tampa? Do you know?
I'm definitely coming to Florida.
Okay.
But I'm still on the edge of if I'm going to go to Tampa or Miami. So
That's
see.
Close enough. I'll see you either way.
Definitely.
Wonderful.
So I missed a little bit of the intro. I was like waving at people.
I know. I've been trying to wave her down forever. I'm like, get over here.
So give me the background. Where are you from originally?
I'm originally from Alberta, Edmonton, Alberta. I was born and raised there, and I started my bug out there last year in the spring, and I rode a handful of races. I won my first start there, and then I went down to Florida to kind of work on my skills, kind of perfect things, and work more horses. And then I ended up coming here, and I started here in the spring, and so far we've been doing pretty good. So especially being a new face around here, and not many people knew who I was when I first got here. So it was a little slow in the beginning, but now everyone's kind of warmed up to me. So it's
you're doing awesome. And have you noticed all the ladies today have been wearing black and white?
Yeah,
I don't know. Like we all got the memo.
White's my color every morning. That's all I wear is
Love
white.
it. You look awesome. Love it.
You said two things that are interesting there for our audience. A lot of them just kind of learning the game and that sort of thing. You said your bug. A, what does that mean?
Oh, yes.
And B, when you said you went down to try to perfect some of the things in your riding, I want to know what those things were.
Yeah, so a bug is an apprentice. When I got here, I was a 10-pound apprentice, so I didn't win 5 races yet. So I won one back in Alberta, and then I won my
10-pound
here.
apprentice. What do you mean by that?
So I'm 10 pounds lighter than the other professional jockeys, just to kind of give everybody a little bit more of an incentive to put me on, because I don't really have the skills as the older jockeys do. The guys have been doing it for a longer time. So the weight off the horse's back is a little bit like kind of what the trainers are looking for.
Right.
So I was 10-pound apprentice when I got here, and I lost it pretty quick. I think it was a couple, it took me a little while to get the mounts, but once I was winning, then I think it was maybe a couple weeks, and I was gone. So that was pretty cool. And then, just going down to Tampa, I just breezed horses. Like, breezing horses and race riding, they're two different things, but it's, you learn a lot. You learn a lot, especially going to different places, and people got different things to tell you all the time. So, yeah.
Awesome. Very cool.
What's the main difference? You said that there's a difference between riding in the morning and riding in the races.
The main difference is, one, your saddle, because you don't really have as much to hold on to, for one. And so you kind of got to work more on balance. But what I've learned, especially this year, is I can hold the horse, but to push one is completely different. So that's where you kind of got to differ from the morning and the afternoon work. In the morning, you're mainly holding everything, trying to keep them slow and easy and ready for the race. But when it comes to a race, you want to push them, you want to get them past that point where you can help them out, not only just take them as far as they can go, but try and get them to do better. So that's what I'm trying to, still learning.
And the traffic.
Yes,
my goodness.
That too. Yeah.
Usually breezing, you're by yourself or with one or maybe two other horses, not 10. So. But
that's all right.
No, but you're doing incredible. I am so happy to see how successful your riding is going.
Oh.
Thank you so much for coming over and saying hi.
I don't think Willie would have let me leave. I don't think he would have let me leave.
We've got one more assignment for you. We've got you to go back out. You got that guy with does he have a camera or binoculars or what is that?
Oh,
Jason Beam.
Yes.
You've got to tag him in. Bring him into the show.
Yes.
So he's next. Well, thank you for taking a few minutes with us. We
so
do appreciate it.
Good to see you, and good luck.
Thank you.
All right, so you may have heard we kind of we teased it a little bit. Jason Beam will be joining us now here. Jason Beam,
the famous
of famous
or infamous or
track
both.
announcer, podcast fame. He
the
does
Beamy
it all.
Awards.
And looking
Hi,
incredible.
How are you? Always.
Looking incredible. Oh, I mean.
Absolutely.
There you
go.
All
Okay.
right, we're ready to go.
Thank you.
Tampa represent.
I appreciate the support.
Citrus County, let's go.
Absolutely.
Citrus County. Jason Beam, what are you doing in here?
They asked me if I wanted to come up, Colonial just finished, so I figured Toronto was right on the way back to Tampa.
Okay, yeah,
Perfect,
sure.
absolutely.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
I went to Finger Lakes
Sense to
too, so I've
me.
been this is my vacation time, so I'm taking a little time.
Nice.
As a woman, that makes sense to me, direction-wise. Say that.
Well, I just want to say I haven't seen you in a long time.
Yeah.
And
NHC probably, right?
Yeah, and it is jarring. You look spectacular.
Well, that's great.
You look
Thank
really,
you.
really good.
Yeah, a lot of pounds ago.
Yeah. Are you feeling good? You doing good? Everything good?
I think so, yeah.
Good. Good.
Wow.
You look great.
I'm sensing a connection
Certainly-
here.
certainly
Am I in the
better.
way?
Well, I'm sorry. I mean, you and Bailey had your love fest earlier. The least I could do is tell
fair
Beamy he looks
enough,
great.
fair
Bailey, she cracks me
Oh,
up.
I love her.
Yeah,
I
she's-
just
I didn't meet her
absolutely
till
love
this
her.
weekend. She's
moving to
hilarious.
Tampa
Is she really?
with me.
Oh, there you go.
Absolutely.
Before we because we got the Natalma's coming.
I have winners for you. It's fine.
Yeah,
Dan.
I want to show. We've been talking about Charlie Appleby.
Yeah,
I just
he's
want to
not
show
winning.
people he's not winning. Well, let's show
Do
people
tell.
the 2 times he's won this race here, going back to 2018. Let's watch this real quick.
Outside of a weakening above all names, and La Pelosa now showing interest in the center. Out in front, Eye in the Sky. Stillwater Cove running about 2 behind, but is coming. And Stillwater Cove getting to Eye in the Sky. La Pelosa coming after them very strongly now. And La Pelosa emerging in the center. La Pelosa goes up. My Gal Betty down the outside. They race to Stillwater Cove. And My Gal Betty after La Pelosa. Then Bold Script. It's La Pelosa and My Gal Betty. La Pelosa in front. And the Natalma to La Pelosa by a length 2 in second. My Gal Betty. This is Barbara's at the back. Cardio Princess, Guileful, Royal Engagement, Diabolic. The inside Ready Lady opening for Pizza Bianca to try and get through is muscling. And now Wild Beauty emerging down the outside. Wild Beauty swallowed them up. Didn't begin well, but it doesn't matter. Wild Beauty's raced away. Pizza Bianca into second spot, but she's a real talent, Wild Beauty, and she is devastating them here in the Natalma Stakes. And Frankie Dettori and Wild Beauty wrap this up in style. Wild Beauty, plenty left. About 2 3/4 lengths, Pizza Bianca.
Sorry.
We could share that. We could just let me
I lost another nail. It's brutal out here.
warfare here.
I'm
All right.
blaming Dan.
Charlie Appleby, we just showed you his 2 winners, 2018, 2021. Beamy says he's not going to win here with the 1-horse Dazzling Star.
What is he, 9-5 right now? Yeah, no.
Touching him.
I feel like, though, his horses in general this year have not been like in the New York races like they have been. And so at short prices, I'm willing to take a shot. I'm happy to look silly getting smashed by a 9-5 shot. I mean, the one I like is 40-1, so I'm...
There you go.
Tell us about who is it?
That Bolt Honoree, I think he just got caught up in a duel last time, but I think that one's actually, I think she's actually pretty fast.
Really? Bolt Honoree, okay. I was worried that there was some other pace here. I mean, you got She's Fire, Golden Canary, Rhapsody, I think all have some speed. I mentioned this horse earlier, Brock Nardini. Take a look at this horse. We kind of freeze it here. The 3-horse. This is coming out of Saratoga. Some really tough competition here, made in special weight company. The wide move. I mean, look at this move. Like, minimal urging.
Wow.
5 field. Goodbye. I mean, there's a little bit of a little left hand, but other than that, I mean, super pro. You're getting 9-1 on this horse. George Weaver.
Can't beat it.
I'm in on Brock Nardini. So this is the 4-horse coming up here, Woodbine in the Natalma.
Can I plug the Colonial horse, Dan?
Please
Absolutely.
Miss Tart, like Todd Beattie, I don't know that he's ever run at Colonial, at least since I've been there, and showed up with this first-timer that took money and ran pretty good. It was kind of a weird race. Like, it didn't look like the horse was great, traveling all that great on the turn, and all of a sudden kind of skipped away. But I have to just, like I said, I feel like they thought they've had something here with this horse.
Yeah.
And, you run for a lot of money at Colonial if you go there, and I think this one was eligible for the restricted condition, so they ran for like $75,000. And so, I don't know. I don't like the horse's chances. I just wanted to give it a mention.
No,
Paula and Antonio drove up here just for that race. So.
Oh, no kidding. Okay. Paula Bacon.
Correct.
Paula Bacon, yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah. So we've got a couple of comments here. I'm not entirely following them, so I don't know what to put up. Does this?
Oh, that's Pollyanna. That's Antonio's wife.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Okay. Well, then we're rooting for Ann. Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
We had JD on the nose here. Patches won the Vigil by 1 patch. That's fair.
I like it. I like it a lot.
The 5.
So, in that race, no, it would have helped, yeah, but I'm totally out of everything now.
Aw, Dan.
But Sherry and I both ready to jam here. As I mentioned, I like Brock Nardini. I played a trifecta 4, 8, 11, 12. So the 11 was the 11 that was mentioned a moment ago. She Feels Pretty.
Yeah.
Aaron mentioned
Cherie,
that horse.
right? Yeah.
Cherie's horse. And then Ozara, how do you not like Christophe Clement at 7-1? Great numbers here at Woodbine. Philly looked really good also on debut at Saratoga, beating a short price favorite there. So, I mean, I don't know. I'm just kind of going with the Saratoga horses and a couple of others that look pretty impressive early on. I mean, this is pretty wide open.
I think this is the race I'm most excited for today.
Yeah. Well, you're on record. You're saying Appleby can't win. You said he will never win this race.
Fine.
That's
fine. Good news is I'm on vacation after this, so nobody can come after me.
They'll find a way.
Yeah, no kidding.
So where do you go next? What's the
back home to Clearwater? Yeah.
Okay.
I bought a house down there, Dan.
Congrats.
So I actually have a home. I know. God forbid.
Congrats. So now, thank you for the invitation to come stay there. I
got a guest room, Dan. I got a yoga room too.
Okay.
Yoga room.
Very.
Are you doing yoga these days?
Yeah, I finally can do it.
Yeah, you can do it. So, Jason, your good friend, Robert Geller, is going to be calling this race here in a moment. We're going to pull the race up. You got to meet up with him yesterday, right?
I hung out with him Thursday and for a little bit Friday, and he's the best. He was my hometown announcer as a kid in Seattle. When I was 16, he started at Emerald. And, when I wanted to be an announcer, like I gave him my tape to listen to, and he was like super encouraging. And I didn't know anybody in the business.
It helps to have that.
If he tells me like, you're probably bad.
You're done.
Yeah, and so he's the sweetest guy. I love Robert.
Well,
I can't
we are all
talk
so grateful he did that.
The horses are loading in. The last one about to go in now here momentarily. So let's kick it up to Robert for the call here of the Natalma Stakes.
All in, locked up.
Kevin Attard runner Rhapsody for Kazushi Kimura. The Johnny Walker Natalma Stakes. Rhapsody goes forward, stand by for a start. Outside gate, they're all in, locked up. On their way and bobbling the break towards the back was Brock Nadini, and last away was Dazzling Star. A great start, Golden Canary, flew out in front, and coming through is Miss Tard simply in front, showing up with She's Fire and Ready to Jam, and on the outside Rhapsody towards the pace. And about mid-pack is Dancing Duchess over on the inside as they settle. In behind them came She Feels Pretty, and now coming through is Brock Nadini in between horses early on, and towards the back is Zara, and about 2.5 away last is Bolt Ennery. And Dame Matrona's got back to third last, but now out in front by 1.5 lengths, kicking clear over on the inside. Golden Canary from Rhapsody simply in front, and moving through is Zara going up in the center, and racing on the outside, Ready to Jam from Miss Tard. Dame Matrona starting to get around the outside of Dancing Duchess, who got a check there behind Dazzling Star, and trying to get involved as they come down the side of the track. Bolt Ennery's at the back, and out in front by about 3 parts of a length is still Golden Canary from Rhapsody, 1.5 lengths away simply in front of Zara, and coming into 4th spot, and out wider as She Feels Pretty, running on with Ready to Jam. 1.5 lengths behind them came on the inside Dazzling Star, running on from She's Fire, and as they come down the lane, Brock Nadini and Dame Matrona behind them, but out in front Golden Canary simply in front, challenging Zara, coming with now flying She Feels Pretty. She Feels Pretty on the outside's gone right on by, takes over from Simply in front, and She Feels Pretty in the lead, Simply in front in second, and then came Zara, Golden Canary, but She Feels Pretty careering away in the Johnny Walker Natalma Stakes. She feels more than pretty. She feels fantastic, and she wins by 3.5 lengths to simply in front Dazzling Star. Zara, Golden Canary, and out wider Dancing Duchess in the time of 1:35.34.
Is
that Cherie's first grade one? I don't know.
It might be.
She won a big one recently somewhere, but I can't remember if it was a grade one.
I don't think it was a grade one. That might be her first grade one.
That was very impressive.
She Feels Pretty. John Velasquez up. She Feels Pretty headed to the Breeders' Cup.
Yeah.
How about that? And Aaron with an incredible call. He might be winning the contest now.
That was his play?
That was his big play of the day.
Yesterday,
Yep. And he said it to us, and did we bet it?
We did not.
Of course not.
Yeah, but you got coffee crisp.
We got coffee crisp.
That's true. Exactly.
When
one Appleby down.
Nice run. One Appleby down, exactly, which you called. 7 simply in front. That horse was 29-1. I didn't have that horse anywhere.
No.
And then Appleby did finish third, I believe, right? With Dazzling Star. Did you happen to see who finished 4th?
No, there was some craziness
there was
happening
a lot
on the back.
A lot going on there.
The turn and then down the stretch, like.
Right.
Yeah, it looked like
that was a crazy race.
12 got Ozara.
Ozara. So, and that horse flattened out a bit. Ozara looked pretty good going into the turn, and then sort of flattened out. The horse I really liked, Brock Ordini, was making a move, and then was one of those horses who was kind of bumping in the back.
She got bad too.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, the 14 was up, really established a super hot pace. Golden Canary.
Yeah.
The fact that she didn't finish last is spectacular. She finished. Looks like she finished 5th. And the other horse I like, the 8 horse, Ready to Jam, nothing. So I'm ice cold today, so nothing. I'm usually better than this, I promise.
That's
usually
okay.
better than
Well, there's mine hitting the finish line there.
Yeah.
So here you can see some of the. Well, let's see if we could bring this up real quick. You'll be able to see some of the bumping here.
Oh
yeah.
Wow, that 3 horse just assaulted everybody.
Yeah. So that was a pretty significant bump there.
Emma Jane, come on,
now,
Emma.
To be fair, those horses back there were not. None of them were moving
Oh,
forward.
I don't think it's affecting the parimutuel nature of the
No.
game. Yeah.
But that was a little bit of a messy race.
Yes. Well, to
The
bet.
Lael colors. Sorry.
Oh no, go ahead.
Yeah, how about that, right?
Yeah.
I was just going to say to bet against Johnny Velasquez is always a bad idea, and that's why I've got him picked in the next race.
Oh,
But is it one race too late?
We've gotten to see Cheryl Spite down to Tampa.
Yeah?
He's a running son of a gun.
Mm-hmm.
Who, Dan, or Jamie, do you remember there's another Cheryl, but it's a girl, and I can't remember what.
From back in the day?
No. Like Perfect Cheryl's other kid that's very good, and I can't remember what it is. There's Cheryl Spite, and then there's something Cheryl.
Yeah.
But it's another S one, I think. I forget. But they both ran at Tampa. I know that.
Yeah. I don't know. I wish I was better at this.
I hope there's an inquiry.
I wish I was better at this.
You hope there's an inquiry? Oh, there is an inquiry.
Yeah.
There
There was enough happening there. They got to take a look.
If you bet this race, Fred is enjoying the commentary. We appreciate you saying that.
Oh, Fred. Hello. How are you?
Kyle asked if
I
we were
love Fred.
showing this race. Oh, you know Fred.
Fred's from Tampa.
Awesome.
Of course.
Kyle
hi,
was asking
Fred.
if we were showing this race. Yes, we showed this race, and we'll be showing the RICHOH Woodbine Mile up next. So
Absolutely. Stay
Stay
tuned.
tuned. Beamy,
Stay
what else
tuned
is
to
good?
watch Dan
What's
lose again.
going on? Yeah, well, yeah.
What's going on? I don't know. Not much.
In real, in quick order,
Yeah.
she's like she's assumed this role, like beating up on me.
No, it's
but all
it's all in love.
the great hosts do it. They
It's-
just trash
It's
me.
all because I know you can handle it.
I can't handle it. I can.
You're a
I
very
can.
solid 6, Dan.
solid. It's unbelievable. It's like one after the
That was
other.
tough, Dan.
Sorry.
One after the other.
Well, when he has on the backpack, he's a 9.
Okay.
So what's coming up racing-wise for you?
Oh, for me, I get a little vacation time now, so I'm going to go back to my house and just kind of relax, do my podcast, and wait for Tampa to start the day before Thanksgiving.
Okay. If anyone's been under a rock, is not familiar with the podcast, tell us about it.
The Jason Beam Horse Racing Podcast, brought to you by Twin Spires, and yeah, we've been doing it for 7.5 years now. I think
that's crazy.
Coming up on episode 1900, which is insane.
Really?
We did 5 a week for 6 years, and now I just do 4. But yeah, it's been a.
Now I'm kind of hurt. I've only been on once.
You've been on more than
I've been
once.
I've been on like 3 times.
Yeah. Come
but
on
still,
now.
1900, man. Geez.
It's funny, and I do it like this time of year. I always like to do like some other content, like video stuff, silly stuff. And I have I told you about. I have a project I want to do with Jamie at some point at Tampa, and so maybe we'll do that this fall.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Hey, I'm just sitting at home doing nothing either. I'm just waiting for Willie to come back. So.
Is he done now for the summer?
No, he rides until October 22nd.
Oh, because Presque Isle's still going,
yes.
right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
The Masters is like. Is it this week?
It's Monday.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Very
good
cool.
stuff.
I feel like I was because Willie kind of retired Tampa like right when I got there, right?
Yeah. Basically.
Because I remember
he heard you were coming.
and then he's just like, "That's enough. I'm gonna go to the beach every day."
Yeah, basically.
Or parent.
Yes, or take care of 4 children. Same thing.
I'm glad that
sounds
you're
harder
taking a
than
shot
work.
at Beamy too, and it's not just me.
Aw.
So
I love you guys.
Taking my sunglasses off.
Oh, there goes our solidarity.
Are you you're wagering clean, right? You don't mess around, or are you back in the game?
No. We're just hanging out today.
Just hanging out. Yeah. Oh, I read your book, so
it's all fiction.
It's all fiction.
book
Do you
was
know about the
fiction.
book?
No, I don't know about the book.
I had a novel published. Next year will be 10 years, which
That's
is crazy.
also crazy.
It was kind
I
of
need to check
it was
this out.
playing out a fantasy of like cashing it all in, running away, trying to be a pro gambler, even though I was a terrible gambler, amateur. I think a lot of us are delusional about our gambling abilities.
Yeah.
And that, like when you have a winning day, don't you feel like
Some
you can
of us
make it,
are.
Dan?
Yeah.
Like when you have a big day, like you feel like I can
I'm
do this
king of
every
the world,
day.
yeah.
And so it was kind of playing out that fantasy instead of actually going and doing it.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was good fun. It's been a neat experience, and I'm glad it's still out there.
I got to check that out. I'm a
Yeah.
huge fan of all your work, and I missed
appreciate
one.
it. Yeah, it's all fiction though.
Okay. Oh, well.
What's funny about it is everybody asks me like, "Oh, was this part real?" And I go, "Most of it is fiction. I just took my background and jumped it off." But like everybody wants to know who the paddock hostess is based on, and it really is nobody. But I'll just say that it really wasn't. Like
I'm
it's just a
just
figment of my imagination. But there's one scene toward the end, the Hollywood Park, the Charlestown scene, that 100% happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Nice. Well, you got to read the book to find out.
Yeah, I'm going to
out.
read
Yeah.
that with that in mind. Good to know.
So we still have the inquiry sign up here for the Natalma Stakes.
There's a little to sort out, I feel like, with that.
It feels like it looks like the action was all underneath.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Oh yeah. If you have tickets, you're fine. That's Cherie's sister, Adrienne.
Aw.
No, Peter Lurie about to do the interview here. John Velasquez.
Dan, I got to show you the funniest Peter Lurie video of all time.
You want to show it to me now?
I'll wait till I'll text it to you. But we were doing a Zoom like back in like 2013 or like literally like.
They had Zoom then?
It was Google Hangouts.
Oh, they
and
didn't
we
have
did
Zoom
it with
then.
for
Okay.
Portland Meadows, and Peter was our guest. And I introduced him, and he didn't know my name.
Oh.
And so he goes, "Good afternoon, Jeff."
He's calling you Jeff.
It's the funniest thing of all time.
What?
I literally carry it as my background on my phone so I can give it to people.
I love that.
It was funny.
Okay, well.
Definitely send that. By the way, have you seen Don McCrae?
No, I haven't.
I'm going to be honest, I'm not sure what he looks like, so I don't know.
Who?
Don
McCrae.
trainer?
Yeah, he was supposed to be here today.
Supposed to join us at some point.
Let me text him.
I don't know.
Let me text. We're doing this all live.
I
guys, so
can't
whatever.
see you guys.
Yeah,
These
Dan, when you have to be the
lights.
producer and host and co-host,
Yeah,
I feel like you're going to have times where...
Well, Kevin is supposed to join us too. Kevin Attard. We'll
Yes.
see. I know what he looks.
I got to go to his barn yesterday. I got to meet Moira.
How was
I'm going
that?
to take my sunglasses off. Moira was kind of grumpy.
She was grumpy.
Yeah.
She's always grumpy. I
think so.
Yeah.
But yeah, Kevin was very nice, and we got to see Bedard, who's named after, of course, the Connor Bedard.
Bedard.
Who's coming? Are you a hockey guy, Dan?
A little bit.
Rangers?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's not great.
Well, in Champa Bay.
Champa Bay.
Where I've been a lifelong Lightning fan.
Sure you have.
For a year and a half.
Sure you have.
Yeah. we do good down there. Hockey Town, USA.
Are you a Lightning fan now? Is that what you're claiming?
I go watch them. I enjoy them. I don't really have a hockey team because Seattle, we never had one until after I was gone. But I do like hockey. It's kind of become my number 2 sport behind racing.
Can you name 5 members of the Lightning?
Oh yeah.
Let's go.
Okay, Steven Stamkos, Braden Point, Nick. Oh man, now you put me on the spot. No. Dan, I can. I know all of them. Andre Vasilevsky.
I only know Stamkos and Point too.
Yeah, Andre Vasilevsky.
Is Ryan Callahan still with you guys?
Victor Hedman.
Yeah, Callahan's
Corey
gone.
Perry was. Pat Maroon was. They're both gone.
Maroon's gone.
So
Yeah.
I know. No, I know. You just put me on the spot.
Sorry. Yeah, Sorry.
Oh boy.
How about you? Can you name 5 members of the Florida Panthers?
No.
That's hockey too.
Oh, I didn't even know. Yeah,
We
I
brought
don't
up the
know.
Bengals earlier,
I
and she was
cannot
like,
name.
what
I can't name 5 sports outside of horse
Oh,
racing.
come on.
So, yeah.
Well, you do other we haven't talked enough about what you do in real life. You're a pharmacist.
I am a pharmacist. Follow me on Pharmacist Jamie on all of the social media, literally everywhere.
Oh.
Yes.
And but you also follow racing. Like you know about
I
all this
do.
stuff. I mean, this is hard to follow if you're working 80 hours a week as a pharmacist.
Well, yes, it is. I mean, I've got a lot of background. Both of my parents were jockeys and then trainers. I am married to a jockey. I have a vested interest in the game. So, yeah, I just love horse racing. I always have. I love riding. I don't get to do it on race horses anymore, but I used to. Not race riding, just in the morning, but yeah.
So can I get your thoughts on beta blockers before big races that I have to announce? Because I use
it's
them and
a
they
good
work.
idea. It's a
they're
great
amazing.
idea.
Okay,
yeah,
great.
Propranolol is my favorite. Yes.
I have Metropolol.
Oh, that's good too. I like metoprolol. You made a good choice there. Just skip the atenolol. Everything else is good.
Yeah, well, you got to stay focused.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So what do we make? There's still an inquiry up here. I don't know what's going on here. So inquiry's still up.
Well, these lights are.
Oh,
I
it's
don't
now
blame
official.
you.
I
There we
can't
go.
see anything.
No.
So that daily double for $2 paid $61. He didn't tell us how much he betted
Patches
for.
O'Houlihan?
Yeah, he didn't tell us how much he betted for, but
Oh.
it sounds like he betted for a good amount. So
Sounds like he was. They were official, Dan.
Donnie McCrae is pulling in now.
is he okay?
Yes.
Dollar try there paid $8.13.
I love that they guaranteed 100,000 in the pick 5, and it did 555,000.
Oh yeah.
Out on a
exactly.
limb. Out on a limb.
Yeah.
Come on, Woodbine.
You never know. You never know.
I feel like that was safe.
All right, Jason, we appreciate you
Yeah, no
popping
problem,
in.
guys.
As you head out, we're going to play the 2022 Woodbine Mile. Just as a reminder, people just tuning in. Where did you land in this Woodbine Mile? here?
Cheryl Spite. Yeah, for sure.
Cheryl Spite?
I think he's just a good horse.
All right, you're in
I
agreement.
love it. High
All right.
fives.
Yeah,
Or fist
Hillsborough
bumps.
County. Let's go.
Yeah, let's do it.
That's been Jason
I'm just
Beam.
naming random places in the Bay Area.
I'm going to come do yoga with you real soon.
Yeah, town and country. Let's go.
Away and racing in the RICHOH Woodbine Mile. And back to last Ivor as they break. A very nice start for Get Smokin', War Bomber, and Town Cruise on the outside. They're the top trio. A length to Mighty Heart, darting up on the inside against the hedge. 1.5 to Finest Sound, followed by in the centre, Cheryl Spite. Racing up on the inside, Wakanaka. Homer's Screen on the outer. Modern Games is back third last early. Ivor is second last. And the early trailer, March to the Arch. About 8 lengths covers the field, and Get Smokin' at a fairly modest tempo in front by 3/4. War Bomber, Mighty Heart, and Town Cruise in in fourth. Ryder Peeps around. A length away, Finest Sound improving nicely in the centre. Wakanaka on the inside. Modern Games about 5 off the lead, tucked up on the inside of Shell's Spite. Ivor is in behind them. Second last, Homer's Screen. And 2.5 away last is March to the Arch. A half mile to run in the RICHOH Woodbine Mile, and Get Smoke and a neck in front. In second is War Bomber. A length and a half to Mighty Hearts. Had the run of the race. Town Cruise on the outside. Finest Sound is running up on the outer. Back on the rail, Wakanaka, followed by Shell Spite. Modern Games will have to find a way through on the rail. Ivor starts to wind up. Homer's Screen dropped out and March to the Arch at the top of the stretch. And it's War Bomber who went to the front with Mighty Heart, Town Cruise. And trying to run through is Wakanaka. And down the outside, here comes Modern Games, absolutely punishing them. Modern Games race past them in a blink. And Modern Games out in front, 2 lengths to Finest Sound, who's run to second. And this 3-year-old is a star in the RICHOH Woodbine Mile. Modern Games, and this time you can cash your ticket. Modern Games by 5 lengths. Ivor second, third Finest Sound, fourth Shell Spite.
All right, that was Modern Games last year. This year's version of Modern Games, if he were to win, would be the one horse you see on the bottom of your screen, 2 to 5, Master of the Seas. We've talked about this race a number of times already. I think both of us are going against Master of the Seas. You like Shell Spite.
I do. I also like the 2 because of the super consistent numbers.
That's War Bomber, right?
Yeah.
2 horse now 8 to 1.
Yes.
And your horse Shell Spite is 4 to 1. Not a bad price at all for a horse that classy.
I like it.
Yep. Look, I like the 5 horse a little bit. We're getting 30 to 1 right now. We'll see.
That's incredible, honestly.
The horse's lone speed, and I think might have gone just a little bit too fast last out in the 4-star Dave.
Yeah.
Want to take a look back briefly at that race. You'll see when we pick up the video, this horse is on the lead and then gets a little tired late.
Outside of them, full screen, 7 off the lead with a 1/4 mile to go. And Annapolis is cut loose on the outside of My Sea Cottage. Annapolis right to him and right on by. Casa Creed still has 3 to make up. Starts to pick up some nice momentum now. It's Annapolis, and here's Casa Creed on the outside. These two square off once again. Casa Creed or Annapolis? Annapolis, Casa Creed. Casa Creed. Casa Creed. What a racehorse he is.
So 2 horses coming out of that race. Ice Chocolate, who's also in this race here. That's your 4 horse at 6 to 1. I think a fairly short price there, but the best move from off the pace. And then My Sea Cottage, who you saw there fading at 31 to 1, who I like. And the last horse in the race is Lucky Score. Comes out of a lot of races with War Bomber. And so those horses running 1-2 a bunch, and or at least in the same races. And that's Kevin Attard, though.
Oh, okay.
So Donnie might lose his spot to Kevin. That would
Let's
be
pull on
interesting.
Kevin. That's fine. Donnie, you snooze, you lose.
So, observations here, Woodbine. You've been to a lot of tracks. What do you think, all in all?
I absolutely love Woodbine. The people here are incredible. Even the guy just checking us into our hotel, I was like, are we best friends? Like, what? Amazing. Like I said, I love the food. It's beautiful. I mean, absolutely. This is one of my favorite tracks I've ever been to, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. I can't wait to come back.
Yeah, no, it's really, I tell people all the time, like the facilities, you got the 2 turf courses, they're immaculate. You've got great people. The customer service everywhere is spectacular.
Yes, incredible.
I was telling you, we went to a Blue Jays game last night, and I was amazed. Like on the honor system, they gave you like mobile charging packs.
Wow.
Like if your phone was dying, you needed juice, and I needed it. They were like, here, take this. I'm like, how much money is it? They're like, no, there's no money. You just take it, just return it later.
Wow.
I feel like that's not something we'd see.
That is not something you'd see in Tampa Bay. I can tell you that.
Or anywhere, like right? Like,
Right.
I mean, it's kind of it's unbelievable. But
Wow.
that's the
Okay.
that's the sort of hospitality that you get. So.
Love
no,
that.
It's wonderful. I want to thank the team here at Woodbine.
Yes. Oh my
Lindsay
God,
Bax
they've been
is
amazing.
Spectacular.
Yes,
right?
Lindsay is fabulous. Every time I see her, I can't stop hugging her. I'm like, thank you. Thank you for my swag bag. Thank you for everything.
So we can pull this video up here. We are now 15 minutes to race 9 here, the RICHOH Woodbine Mile. You can see jockeys and trainer there, William Buick from the UK, as he usually is, to ride for Charlie Appleby. We mentioned it earlier. Charlie has won 7 straight Grade 1 races before the Natalma just now. We saw him finish third.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the wrap on him this year is that he's not having as good a year. So if there's ever a year to beat him, it's this year.
Okay. Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
don't know. Well, I guess we were sort of buying it a little bit if we're both like.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely. I don't know. I don't ever like to bet on a horse that's 2 to 5.
No.
What's the point?
There's no point at all to it. Want to hear, drop in the comments, let us know who you're picking in this race, who you're betting, if you are betting this race. One thing you absolutely should be betting later tonight, the mandatory jackpot high five at Mohawk. Sean Patrick Nolan sent in his ticket, and I roll with him.
Oh, everyone rolls with Sean Patrick Nolan.
So you've met him?
Yes, I love him. I've met all the people.
All the
Name
all
a
of your-
person
all
I've
your
met them.
ex-Twitter fans, right?
Yes, yes. I thought you were going to say all your exes.
No, not your exes. X
I was
the
like,
app.
excuse me, Dan.
X, the app.
Yes, X, correct.
So we may have to put Willie in here, by the way.
I know. All right, come here.
Come on in, Willie.
Come on in, Willie. You're tagging
All
in
right,
here.
you're the super sub, Willie Martinez joining us.
Yes.
So we've had a few people bail on us. We sort of told them we weren't going to do this to them. There's the brightness.
We're bringing in the most handsome guest that has ever been on America's Best Racing. Once again, you're welcome.
Was the other set, the DRF en Español, this bright or no?
No.
There you go. Look,
There
now
you
you're
go.
just like, you got to bring it close
Yeah,
up.
very close.
Willie Martinez joining us on set here. Willie,
Willie-
welcome back to Woodbine.
What do you do besides being my husband?
Ride horses and absorb some punishments and life. Something like that.
See, Willie hasn't been here today, so Dan's been getting it all.
So
Yeah, she's taking it out on me. I'm getting all of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, you're okay with that.
taking a break. Yeah, that's good. So, no, she's doing a wonderful job. This is a dream come true for her.
Aw, thank you.
And she is been awesome, behind the cameras and, on camera. Offset, she's been freaking out. We needed some horse tranquilizer to get her here.
I might have been washing out before we went live.
Yeah,
it's true.
but obviously she's a quick learner. Anything that you put in front of Jamie and all that, when it comes to, like horse racing and all that stuff, she's really good at it. And
Aw,
this
thanks,
is something
babe.
like, and she has a big fan club, man. They've been lined up here trying to get pictures, trying to.
I'm seeing the comments. People are putting in the
Like,
comments. Yeah.
Her favorite rider, Johnny B, just won. You know what I mean?
Yes,
rider.
and he's about to win again.
Is that really her favorite rider?
Yes.
My luck. I mean, don't explain to me if I can
And
explain to you. So.
He's a very solid 6.
He's a good.
But Johnny B.
So yeah, and this just, I don't know when it came about, but that's Johnny B is my boy. So I just sent her a picture earlier when I was in the Jackson. Me and Johnny, I'm like, Johnny, I got to do this. Sorry.
It's
Again.
true. It's true. I got
But
it
no,
right
we're
here.
having fun, and I did my thing upstairs with Roberto with the Latin,
Yeah.
broadcasting, and that was really fun. To share the love and to be part of this platform today. And some of these horses that are going on the big stage later on. You never know who's going to come out of here and win. Hey, I was there to watch that horse or that trainer. So. It is exciting, because I have been there, so I know what it feels like.
Especially here, we know that these are winning your in races. These horses are going to the Breeders' Cup.
Right.
You've not only been to the Breeders' Cup, you've won at the Breeders' Cup. For those who aren't familiar, tell us what that experience was like for you, winning at the Breeders' Cup.
It's kind of like a surreal feeling, out-of-body experience. Like, if you ask any jockey what's the first race comes to your mind, like, have you ever won the Derby? No. But I've been in it once or twice, or, in my case, blessed enough to rode it 5 times, maybe. But after 25 years after that, then winning the Breeders' Cup, it was like, okay, what better platform than put all the champions together, the best of the best. And I just happened to be on the fastest horse in the country at that time. He was the Eclipse Award-winning sprinter, and it was a great journey, and I was just blessed to be part of the ride,
You were talking about Triniberg, right?
Yeah, Triniberg, yeah.
Okay.
I do have a funny story about that. So my family were all getting together watching the Breeders' Cup races that year because we're very close with Brian Hernandez and Jamie Hernandez. And I saw Willie won on the undercard for the Breeders' Cup. He won the Breeders' Cup Sprint. And I was like, oh my gosh, I know him. Like, I ponied him at Presque Isle, da-da-da. And my whole family was like, okay, sure you know him. And then 5 years later, we get married. So I was like, see, I told you I knew him.
It is. I mean,
have it.
I mean,
her story is better than mine. So
you want to give your version of it now?
Goes the same way. I mean, I just, you know, we're both blessed to be where we are today. You know, with the ups and downs, and that's the beauty not only in life but in this game. You know, when you see that they're rising up. What is as I said? You know, the higher the risk, the higher the rewards, and that's what we do this for. You know, as an athlete, you know, competing amongst the best of the best. When you get that opportunity, you want to just showcase your talent and make proud of those, you know, the closest one to you. So when those moments come true, like, you can put a price on that, you know, because they say money come and goes, right? But those moments will stay with you. So they can never be taken away from me. I won a Breeders' Cup.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, look, you mentioned the Kentucky Derby. There's only one Kentucky Derby winner each year, right? So that's kind of a goal it's a goal, it's a dream, but it's obviously, there's so few of them, right? So few jockeys win Kentucky Derbies. For you, at this stage in your career, I mean, I'm curious, like, what are some of the goals that you'd still like to accomplish here in the next, you know, the coming years?
The main goal right now remains to be able to retire in one piece.
Mm-hmm.
I think she would appreciate that.
Yes, I would appreciate that. Thank you.
We'd all appreciate that, yeah.
But I remember those words came out of Pat Day's mouth years ago in Kentucky. Like, I heard in an interview, like, what is your main goal at the end of your career? And, like, to be able to walk away in one piece out of the game. And it always stuck with me. And as the gap is closing, I'm not saying by no means I'm done or I feel like I'm done, because I feel great. And I rest my body in the wintertime, even though the kids punish me a little bit, but they keep me fit.
Yeah.
And she knows that I stay fit for the most part. And so in the summer, it's good for my body and good for my mind. And I try to just come out of, you know, like a lion out of a cage, you know?
Yeah.
But I know that I have to be realistic, that the gap is closing. So I know it's a big fear, that the unknown, not knowing what I'm going to do next. So if you ask me what is my biggest fear, it would be what is going to be my next chapter. We've been disputing this back and forth, her and I, and but I would like to think that in some way I'm helping the young riders, and in some ways I'm helping the industry, you know, like being a Jockeys Guild member, which I've always been, but being a more higher rank, you know, to be able to engage with the young riders and all that, and give my knowledge that I have put in the game for years. I think that's something that I could be good at, and I would love to be in that place. If that's not going to happen, I really feel, I don't know what's next, because I don't know what else to do.
Well, here's what comes to mind as you're talking. You're pretty good at this. so maybe there's something here.
Hey, maybe I come meet you guys here, man. I can hold the camera good.
And you can do it in Spanish,
a
too.
5-foot camera. That's what it means.
You just did it in Spanish, too, so you could do it in
right,
in
so
two
we got
languages.
two languages going on.
The other thing that comes to mind is when you're talking about, we just had a young jockey on, you said you could maybe mentor young jockeys. What advice would you give to somebody just coming up right now as a jockey?
Stay humble, you won't stumble. It will take you a long ways. And I think that's when I look back at all the places that I've been throughout my career, out of all the people that I have met, close friends and all that. I think being humble, it was for the thing that they gonna remember me the most. I'm not trying to sound pity or anything like that. I think even besides my accomplishment, I think being the friend and the type of person that I always was, trying to help people, because I never forgot where I got if it wasn't by being helped.
Yeah, you're known for that, and you're also known for the story that you told us last night, which we will not get into on this program.
It's not allowed for.
It is not
for a family show like this.
No,
I don't know if this is a family show, but. Yeah, well, it's a good tease.
We can move on from that, yeah.
Let's go back to the Woodbine Mile.
Yes.
we'll show people the
Who do
post
you
parade.
like
That's
here?
good timing, actually.
Sorry.
So the post parade here.
Oh, you
you
like-
see the one
Yeah.
horse.
Willie's
You wanna
on
read
the
off
one.
Some of these horses.
Yeah.
Master of the Seas.
Willie's on Master of the Seas. War Bomber. I do like War Bomber because of the consistency.
Mhm.
So, and
It
then
is
we've got
such a tough
number
race.
3, Cheryl Spite, my pick, and your pick too, right? Kind of.
Cherie loves
No,
Cheryl
that's
Spite.
Jason's. That's
And Jason
yeah.
likes Cheryl Spite. Iced chocolate. there.
Iced chocolate.
We saw him rally to finish 3rd in the 4-star
Yeah.
Dave. This is the horse that I like. This is the sneaky horse. I mean, just because this is the main speed.
Yeah.
I don't think the horse is there class-wise. I mean, they're
Yeah.
better horses, obviously.
Very interesting horse for this race, though.
Her pick,
And 6, lucky score.
her pick at number 3 horse is that, obviously she's picking Johnny Velasquez.
He's
But
like,
I
let me
tell you
tell you
what.
the reason here. Very simply.
You know what I mean? So he's a close friend. No hate to it.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna go on board on that part too. But also Mr. Roger Atfield, which I had the pleasure to written horse, winners for him, and he's just one of those OG as we
Yeah.
call. And then of course you got Mark Cassie. You never know because Mark
Yeah.
Cassie is just a tough
Yeah.
customer.
Yeah.
And for those local horses here, I think they got the best shots. Mark Cassie's was in Atfield. Even though I picked the one horse. Because I think the connections and all that, they just know how to show up for these kind of stages too, though. So they're always dangerous.
Absolutely.
Entry here on the line to the FanDuel Mile. You win this race, you get automatic ticket to the FanDuel Mile. You also don't potentially have to win this race. You might finish second here. Like if Cheryl Spite finishes second, I think Cheryl Spite you're still going to see
Yeah.
in the Breeders' Cup Mile. Anyway,
Yeah.
some of these others though, My Sea Cottage, War Bomber. I mean, probably need to win this race or run pretty big to actually make it to the Breeders' Cup. So,
Yeah.
but if you think about it, some of these connections, I mean, this is their one shot at making
Right.
it there. So, we'll see. This is a big moment for them. And, for somebody like Charlie Appleby, we mentioned Master of the Seas, for him, he's been here before, he's done it. And as we said earlier, some people, hey, Veronica, how you doing? Speaking of Mark Cassie from the Mark Cassie barn, Veronica.
Let her in.
If you want, do you want to
Hey,
come
you
in?
want to hop in? Oh, okay. This is great. We
All
might
right.
have missed a couple guests.
Got
but
2
we
minutes till post time, so we have to make
Yeah.
it fast.
So what's
Do
going
it.
on? Give us the scoop here now. What should we know?
I don't know. My favorite is iced chocolate, but that's who I came over with, so I'm hoping he wins. But if any of ours won, it would be good.
So you literally just walked over with the 4-horse.
Yeah, that's why my face is really red. I just ran up the stairs.
It's okay. My face is really red just from the lights. So
Let me ask you. I mean, I know you don't follow like handicap each race like this and these dynamics, but he made a nice move, right, at Saratoga, finished 3rd there.
Yeah.
There's not much pace in this race except for the one horse. Do you know?
Yeah, that's probably the most to be worried about.
That's what you're concerned
I think
about?
for kind of anyone. The Europeans always come over, and they're always the strongest, and they always dominate on the turf.
So you're scared of the one horse.
I am a little bit, but I still feel confident in our horses, so hopefully we get there.
All right.
Yeah.
And you got to run down. You got to run
Yes,
back down.
I have 1 minute. I'm about to run down the escalator, but I wanted to make sure I said hi to you guys.
yes, it's so good to see you.
Yes.
Good to see you. So you guys knew each other, right? You guys know each other?
I know all
You
the
know
people.
everybody. It's kind of silly. I don't even know why I'm even asking.
What's wrong with this guy?
See you, Veronica. Be good. All right. So 1 minute to post here to the RICHOH Woodbine Mile. We got ghosted by 2 trainers,
Did.
but it's okay.
The trainers didn't come through. Everyone else
Okay.
did. What does that say?
It's okay. If you want to tell us a quick story, I got to make my bets. Tell us a story about anything. Your choice. Dealer's choice.
Oh, I don't know. Oh, Dan, don't
How about
put me
betting?
on
Do you
the
have a
spot
good betting
like that.
story? What's
No,
your best betting story?
I don't have a good betting,
a good betting story?
I don't bet.
You
I
don't?
don't bet.
Do you bet like
I don't bet.
really?
I don't bet. No.
If I was married to a jockey, all I would do is bet.
I don't bet.
I'd be like, "Is this horse good?" Yeah.
Okay,
All
here's
right.
my problem with that. He has no idea.
He doesn't know either,
I have
right?
asked
Yeah.
him many times, like, oh, because I want to look cute in the win pictures. So I'll be like, when we
today
go to
the
the
day?
race, yes, should I dress up? He's always like, nah, nothing today is really live. It's fine. So I'll show up wearing sweatpants. I look homeless. I haven't showered. My children look like I just picked them up off of the street. Like, it's terrible. And then he wins like 3 races. And then another day he'll be like, babe, like put
today's
it all
the day.
together. Today's the day. So, well, my kids have matching outfits. I like get a blowout. Like everything is good to go. And he was dead last up the track every race. I'm like, seriously.
See, that's a good betting story.
That's not a good betting.
It's not
that's
a betting
very
story. It's a good story.
Sad story, Dan.
What's funny is, you know, a lot of people say, you know, you always look at, if you want to know if a horse can win on a certain day, look at what the trainer's wearing. If he's wearing a nice suit or he or she's wearing a nice suit or a nice outfit.
I agree.
You bet.
That's true.
You just let me in on a different insight. Look at the jockey's family, the wife.
But what
the
if
kids.
the jockey has no idea
Well, that's
what he's
the other
talking
problem.
about?
Yeah, that's the downside of that. But every once in a while, I would imagine if you're all dressed up and I'm seeing the family dressed up, I'm like, maybe I should bet on this horse.
Yeah.
They are 0 minutes to post. We could pull the video up without sound now. We'll take a look at some of the horses on the track here. Thank you to everyone who jumped in here, watching right now and in on the live chat.
Oh, wow.
We've got a $10 win bet on the one horse, so keeping it simple there.
Yeah, I like it.
For that viewer, guys, if you're in the chat, let us know who you're betting on here. Jamie's on Cheryl Spite.
Absolutely.
I am on the most oddly named horse, My Sea Cottage. I don't know why I struggle with this name.
It's a weird name. I think Cheryl Spite is also a weird name.
It is. It's a little weird. But, I mean, I guess it makes sense, right? I mean, it's perfect Cheryl and Spitestown, so at least it can make sense. My Sea Cottage, like...
I don't know where they came up with that
connection
one.
there.
No. It's Irish. Maybe that's an Irish thing.
Maybe it's some Irish thing. Maybe it's some Irish thing.
That must be it. Half the horses in here are Irish.
To echo what Willie said, I just want to say you've done a wonderful job.
Thank you so much,
I hope
Dan.
you felt good doing it.
I feel great.
Did really
I had
nice.
a blast.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for inviting me. Little old me.
Well,
Pharmacist Jamie.
The only problem with doing well is that you get invited back and you have to do it again.
Sign me up. I'm there. Done. Done and done. Just make sure that Bailey's there, please.
Yeah, all right, no doubt. She will absolutely be there. Your girl.
Okay, great.
All right, they're just about all loaded in. We're going to throw it up to Robert Geller for the call of the RICHOH Woodbine Mile.
Lucky Score. And the inside runner is Master of the Seas to be the final runner to load. Is some distance down the track, being led up now. William Buick riding here on the hot favorite, Master of the Seas. For Godolphin. Stand by for a start. Goes in, they're all in. Locked up. Off they run in the RICHOH Woodbine Mile. Best into stride, Ice Chocolat. Away nicely, Shell Spite, and on the inside against the hedges, War Bomber. Driving now, My Sea Cottage to hit the front deeper on the track. Lucky Score going up to fourth, and on the inside early on, Master of the Seas is the trailer. Racing clear, My Sea Cottage away from the inside by a length and a half to War Bomber to second. Ice Chocolat third, caught a bit wide, Lucky Score. Shell Spite track second last on the inside. And at the back, Master of the Seas a length and a half away last. About 6 lengths covers the field. 5.5 to run and showing the way, My Sea Cottage away from the inside now, War Bomber, and is keeping really nice tabs on this leader. About 2.5 away is Lucky Score alongside Ice Chocolat. Shell Spite snug up the inside and away from the rail for the first time. Master of the Seas inching forward as they reach the half mile, and showing the way still is on the inside, My Sea Cottage. The outer is War Bomber with about a long neck. They're 3 in front. Lucky Score's gone to a clear third. Ice Chocolat backing out of it. Running on now, Master of the Seas, and last is Shell Spite. They went the half 47-1 as they come for the home stretch in the RICHOH Woodbine Mile, and here coming is War Bomber to join My Sea Cottage and Lucky Score on the outside. Master of the Seas trying to gather them in. William Buick down the outside, and Shell Spite, and now Ice Chocolat is rallying. Master of the Seas goes up. Shell Spite deeper on the track. It is Master of the Seas exploding clear, and Master of the Seas racing away with the RICHOH Woodbine Mile. A most impressive display. It's Master of the Seas, a dominant win. Scores by almost 4 lengths to Shell Spite. Lucky Score third. 5 away, War Bomber, then Ice Chocolat. And at long last, My Sea Cottage. They ran 1:33.79.
Charlie Appleby does it again.
Yeah.
Master of the Seas. For fun, really just drew off like it was nothing. I'm trying to remember, who was it earlier who came on and said, you know, pace matters sometimes, but in races like this with a long stretch, was that Jason who said that? Like, you know,
I can't remember. Maybe
like really
Jason, maybe Paula. I don't know.
Actually, what's his name? What's his name? Agent. Miller. Jordan. Jordan said it. He's like, you know what? In a race
You're
like
right.
this,
It was Jordan.
pace doesn't matter as much because
Right.
you know they've got the long stretch, and even if a horse opens up a little bit of distance, class will kick in, and a horse will.
Jordan called it.
He did call it. We had good calls across the board today. We had a lot of good picks from our guests.
I sure feel like we did.
And a couple from you that were pretty good, including Cheryl Spite. They ran a nice second.
Yeah, very close. I mean, not that close, but as close as you were going to get to the one.
Yeah, no, there was no catching.
Yeah.
Master of the Seas, 2-5 winner for fun with William Buick. Where have I seen this before? Johnny V comes up, wins at 8-1, wins the Natalma Stakes, and then here runs second at 4-1.
I'm not disappointed in Johnny. I never am.
I like how Willie's like, oh yeah, her favorite jockey, John Velasquez.
He knows. He knows. He knows he'll always be number 2 in my heart.
Jeez. Good Lord. The monkey's not within earshot here. Hopefully he's not still watching this in
He
there.
already knows, Dan. It's fine.
Good Lord. Lucky Score runs a really nice race at 19-1.
Yeah.
Lucky Score is like a dead closer to see that horse, kind of be able to make up some ground late and close with Cheryl Spite side by side is impressive. War Bomber ran another nice race. Was up close with the pace and still kind of kicked on for a little bit. But at the end of the day, it was the 3 horses that were kind of running at the tail end of the field that ended up finishing best.
It was a great race. We had a great day of racing today.
We did.
I thoroughly enjoyed myself.
We did. And here's the good news. If you like betting, it's not over. You look at the bottom of the screen, there's a mandatory jackpot high 5 ticket at Mohawk tonight. It's race 12. $583,000 in the pool. There's going to be a $2 million pool estimated. So take a shot. That ticket down there is $48. If it hits, who knows? But you're betting into a couple $1 million in the pool and $580,000 plus in money that is inactive. So that's good news.
Sounds like a winning plan to me.
Especially since you don't bet.
Exactly.
It's really good to you.
Touche.
Zero risk.
Yeah.
But you encourage us to bet.
Zero risk, zero reward.
There you go. All right, so Kingpin here, active in the chat. Not too many other folks. Very quiet chat on this Saturday. I don't know why. We've had people in the room, but no one really talking. Everyone a little shy today.
They were just enjoying our banter.
I was going to say, maybe you've intimidated them.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to intimidate
They were a little scared to jump in the chat with you here.
They were afraid they were going to get roasted.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you see how she's treating that Dan guy.
Roasting is my love language.
Yep. So there you go, the Jackpot High 5 ticket. If you want to play along with us down at the bottom, compliments of Sean Patrick Nolan.
Yes.
And then you could see sort of in the center of your screen there, Master of the Seas walking over to get the photo taken.
Looking every bit the champion. Boy, that tail, though.
What do you make of that tail?
The European tail style always cracks me up. They just cut it straight across. Like here in the States, not so much.
No style, no
I don't
real
know
pizzazz,
who the
right?
barbers are over there in Europe, but it's
That's
a
like
choice.
the bowl cut, isn't it?
Kind of, yeah. Oh my goodness! Every time.
Or
that I
those bangs?
See,
Could you call those butt bangs? What do you think about that? Is that fair?
I'm sorry, that's inappropriate.
Never heard that?
No.
I just made it up entirely.
You
But
absolutely
it's a
made
good
that
term,
up. It's
isn't
a
it?
great term. That's from now on, butt bangs all the way.
I'm not much of like a horse like grooming expert.
Clearly.
But there's no doubt those should be called butt bangs.
Definitely not.
Oh man, what do you think about the Outrider? How about that outfit?
I love that outfit. I think that we need more outriders with ties.
That's professional.
Absolutely. Yes.
I don't know, have you guys seen Outriders with ties? I don't know. What do you think about
I
that?
feel like it would get in the way, but it's kind of like, what is that rule like where like the males of the species, they like have such beautiful, like the peacock, it's got to carry around all these big feathers. And it's like, it just shows how fit they are. Because they can carry, that's like, I'm so good at outriding, I can wear this tie.
Totally. Yeah.
And I don't kill anyone, even with this tie.
It's sort of a flex.
Yeah,
It's like it's an Outrider.
I didn't say that right, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, I get it. I get it. Now that we're like critiquing everyone's looks here, so who is that? So obviously that doesn't look like Charlie Appleby to me. He didn't come over for this. He obviously has a team here that
yeah.
They just pick up their annual win here in this race.
They got some swag.
Yeah, I mean, you had to figure they were going to win at least one of these, and
yeah,
the horse in the summer stakes figured, or was it the Natalma? I'm like blanking. Maybe it was the Natalma last. Yeah, it was the Natalma. down on the rail who finished third, ran a nice race, but
Yeah.
dazzling star.
Yeah.
And it's crazy to think, I mean, that horse hasn't done much.
Right.
And that she could run that well without doing much. But, you know, the European fillies, I mean, they're so far ahead of us.
Yeah, when it comes to turf,
Time of year,
absolutely.
the 2-year-olds, yeah. So there's all that. There's William Buick headed into the winner circle, the Godolphin colors.
There they
We've seen
go.
this so many times. So
Well, congratulations. It wasn't my pick, but I'm very happy for them.
yeah, your pick was good. Your pick ran great.
My pick did run good. I'm very proud.
All right. We'll go ahead and take that off the screen. I'll give you one more word if you want to say anything as we sign off.
Not really, just wow. A lot of excitement here at Woodbine. And like I said, if you haven't been here before, you need to come here. I'm so glad that you guys gave me the opportunity to do this so I could check it out for myself. What a wonderful place. So thanks.
Well, it's been a thrill working with you. It really has been a lot of fun.
Thank you.
Yes, a lot of fun here at Woodbine with Jamie. Bottom of your screen right there, just a reminder, the betting doesn't have to stop here. There are a couple more races coming up at Woodbine.
Absolutely.
And then later tonight, you got that mandatory payout in the jackpot high five at Mohawk. So we'll let that ticket run one more time. Just want to thank our crew on site here, J.D. Mitchell, Greg Charkoudian, doing this whole thing like they always do, setting up the lights, the cameras.
They're amazing.
Right?
Amazing.
Keep going. They'd like to hear more. Keep
I
going.
love it. Incredible. I can't believe he's like, oh, look, they just went and shot this just now. I'm like, no, they didn't. He's like, I swear.
Yep.
I'm like, really? He said Bible.
They're on
I
it.
was like, okay.
Yeah, exactly. We're very fortunate, we're very blessed to have our crew
absolutely.
here. As always, just knocking it out of the park. I want to thank the team here at Woodbine as well for being so hospitable again. And then thank you to all of our guests who showed up and made this a lot of fun.
Yeah, thank you to the ones who showed up.
I really I feel bad for the two people who did not show up, who I know
I'll get 'em.
You're not going to let off the hook here.
Absolutely not. Never.
All right. Well, for Jamie Martinez, I'm Dan Tordjman. This has been Woodbine Live. We'll see you next time.
It's America's original sport, and no one covers it better than americasbestracing.net. From the sport to the lifestyle, the best races, horses, and destination venues, cocktails, gambling, fashion, and more. americasbestracing.net is a sport for you.